You know what? We should do that, man. We should make that a tradition of the Hot Tag Podcast.
Shit
Every
in the bag?
wrestler that we get on the show, we should ask them why they're fascinated by shit.
Where was I? I got lost.
Oh, you're talking about drugs.
Oh, Ric Flair. A ladder match, not to grab a title, not to grab a contract, but to grab a duck.
Yeah, there you go. See, that's good.
Why is that good, though? Why?
duck.
Why? I need to know why.
Fire on a pole. That is smart. There you go.
Fucking prick. He has one fucking move. What's up with that?
Can't be traced back to that goddamn company.
Was this the first time that Ric Flair was on TV?
If I remember correctly, it was October of '98. I don't remember.
Oh, don't even say that, man. How the fuck do you know that?
Yeah, September 14th, 1998. Yeah.
I would have fucked me off.
I don't know what you've been doing for the last 40 years or the last year. What do you mean? Fuck have you been doing?
Drinking?
All right, that explains your love for beer and shotguns.
Yeah, suck it. Fuck you. This bullshit. Fuck you. Fuck you.
WCW for you, man. Botching, shooting, not literally like Chirac Chicago shooting, you know, like wrestling shooting.
You want to high spot some pussy and then hashtag beat up John Cena?
Sit the fuck down. You understand me? Sit the fuck down.
Tommy loves my Nicole Bass. Don't you, Tommy?
Suck my left dick. Suck my left nut, you bitches. Suck it.
Why are you out of breath, man? What are you eating off before you call in? What the fuck are you doing?
No, because I was running to get this damn coffee. Don't worry.
John Cena tries to do a Hurricane Rada and almost kills himself.
The champ is here!
I just threw up in my mouth a little bit.
Sit the fuck down. You understand me? Sit the fuck down. WWE. Fuck you, mother. Fuck you. Can't be traced back to that goddamn company. This really pissed me off because it is bullshit. Vince Russo, of all people, Vince Russo is full of shit. Suck my left dick. Suck my left nut, you bitches. Suck it. Yeah, suck it.
THT Podcast, live Wednesdays, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on Mixlr.com/THT Podcast. Subscribe to us on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, YouTube, and TuneIn Radio.
Holy shit, it is 9:31 and we are on time. This rarely happens. And no audio issues. What is this, like the sixth week?
God damn it.
Not,
Wood.
yeah, find some wood, dude. I don't have any wood around here.
Got it.
Only wood I got is in my pants. Oh, too early. Sorry. Too early. Yes, folks, this is a wrestling show. It is as every week it is, Wednesday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on Mixlr.com/THT Podcast. It's me, Shaheen, alongside, as always, with Boxman, and we got Anthony on the line with us also this week. Check us out. iTunes. Subscribe to us on there. Stitcher Radio. Google Play. What else we got? TuneIn Radio. You can actually stream us live on there as well. I'm not sure if they have a chat room, but you can check us out on Mixlr for the chat room. Definitely join us on Facebook. The Facebook is fucking popping. It's on Facebook.com/group/THT Podcast. Follow us on Twitter. Same thing, THT Podcast. I just went and got the PWI, the Pro Wrestling Illustrated. I finally got my hands on it. We are in there, so definitely go pick that up. We got an article in there with John Zandig, thanks to Mike Bessler. Definitely go pick that up. Wrestling Soup, Thursday nights, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, WrestlingSoup.com. And check out JCat, Yakuza Kick Radio, blogtalkradio.com/Yakuza. With that said, man, what's going on, fellas?
Damn, you're good at that.
No, I totally botched it tonight. If Matthew from Botchamania was around, he'd definitely catch me on that one. It's because I just woke up, dude. I literally woke up 15 minutes ago.
Now, you're better than me. I stammer through those motherfuckers on the movie show. I'm like...
I say it one at a time. That's the only way I remember.
I need to write them down, put a sheet in front of me, then I'll get it fine.
Nah.
I'll type it. My handwriting is really horrible.
You should just play the one that I was botching the one time when I just kept laughing through it.
Oh, I have that. That's on our YouTube.
Oh, and you put that on YouTube?
I thought that was deleted, bro. Come on, man. You still got...
You can check us out on YouTube as well. Go check us out on there. We haven't been on YouTube for probably over a year and a half, but we're back.
Yeah, I started posting the shows again on YouTube, and yeah, check us out there. Always there, so that's it, man. Damn. It's been a hell of a week in wrestling. 2 weeks out on the brand split. What are you guys thinking so far?
Well, I have to apologize in advance to all the listeners because I haven't watched any fucking wrestling this week. So
Shaheen has been in a bubble for the last 3 days.
I have. I went out with my buddies on Monday and I had to work Tuesday night, so I missed both. And today it was a hectic day. I was like, dude, I'm not watching wrestling. I just can't.
No.
So I'm gonna pass it off to Anthony. They're gonna talk about Raw and SmackDown, and I'm just gonna kick back and listen. If there's anything, I did watch like the Seth Rollins and like Zayn match on YouTube.
We'll breeze through it, man. I mean, I believe it or not, I grabbed a few notes from Raw and SmackDown.
What?
What?
Fucking professional over there.
Well, I was bored.
Shit. All right. Well, with that said, I'm gonna put myself on mute. I'll come back when I have something to say, which will probably be in like 2 hours because I haven't seen shit. So
don't fall asleep.
Yeah, I'm going to sleep, dude. Peace.
Oh fuck! I'm gonna be sitting here going, "Wake up! Wake up! Wake up!" All right, I can just play some country music. Trust me.
No.
Right.
I will wake the fuck up, dude.
There's one country song in the playlist. One.
No.
Just
all right. Anyway,
it's terrible.
2 weeks into the old brand split. If you ask me, I think Raw kind of wasn't as good as the week before. Still better than we've been getting.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed SmackDown more this week.
Definitely. I mean, I would say overall, regardless of, where you stand on what show, I think overall both shows have improved greatly since the brand split started. I don't know how long it's going to last, but the one thing I will give WWE credit for, they've been thinking outside the box for the past couple weeks. Camera angles. They finally redid the fucking sets. New music. It just feels fresh. Everything just feels fresh.
Not even just the camera angles. The way, and this is actually one of the notes I had. I'll go right to just a quick note into SmackDown. I love the last 2 weeks. I've liked the beginning of SmackDown better. They don't just go to go to the theme song and then cut into the show. The show starts with Shane and Daniel Bryan doing something. They were walking last week. This week they were sitting there talking and going through things. And then they cut to the intro song. I like it a lot better. I don't know why. It seems to fit wrestling better, but I really like the way they're doing the SmackDown and beginning intro more than the Raw.
And I guess while you're on SmackDown, I just want to bring up one quick point from SmackDown. It's always for me the little things that count the most. I don't know if you notice, whenever they have somebody come out, I like how they do the graphics on SmackDown. They'll give you like a little highlight package of the guy, like Dolph Ziggler from Kent State University, undefeated, 2-time world champion. It's just like those little things that I like. Give you like a little background on the guy.
Yep, that actually was in one of my notes too, and I said it kind of brings me back to the old Matt Hardy V1 gimmick.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly.
Remember when he
comparison there?
Yeah, it kind of brought me back to the old, Matt Hardy V1 when he would come out there and it would have all these little, Matt's favorite pie is cherry.
Matt Hardy hates mayonnaise.
Yeah,
like random shit like that.
Matt Hardy is doing better now than ever.
Yes.
Which literally he is. That motherfucker's blowing up, dude.
Yeah, good for him.
He is blowing up. But, yeah, I mean, there's the really good thing about SmackDown, which, again, I thought was a little better this week. A few notes I got. Let's see what I got here. I've got Charlotte had a new red robe. She may not have much of an ass, but she's got some Hall of Fame hooters, dude. I'll tell you that.
Yes, Charlotte. I don't know, man. Charlotte's been looking mighty fine lately. I don't know whether. I don't know. It's just. I don't know what it is about WWE's makeup department and people on the women on the outside. But you ever notice, like, whenever you see the women away from WWE, they look so much fucking better than they do when they're on TV. What the fuck is up with that?
Sometimes. I don't know, man, but Charlotte has been the last few weeks looking a little bit better. Maybe it's the boobies poking out or whatever. I don't know. But she looked good. Enzo and Sasha came out and
hell of a fucking segment. I enjoyed this.
Enzo and Sasha looked like something might have happened there before.
Oh, you mean did you get a hint of sexual tension from those two?
Well, They say you're really the most awkward when you've actually like fooled around with each other. Believe it or not. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe who knows?
It wasn't nothing awkward about that exchange.
Yeah, well, it was good though. Anything Enzo does is becoming great. It was a little awkward at times. Sasha didn't give him much to work off of, so whatever.
Now, I did make a note since I knew I was going to be filling in for Sheen with the Raw and SmackDown recaps. When we did the Raw thread on Monday, Smart Wahlberg, loyal listener to the show, friend of the show, made a very interesting point that I didn't think of about Enzo Amore. In his opinion, I'm going to give him credit for this, he felt like this is probably the weakest of his promos that he's cut to date. And also he had made the point that he feels like he's getting spread too thin, basically. Like, it just seems like WWE is starting to plug him in with anybody to get him over. Like, do you get that kind of vibe? Like they're going to spread him too thin?
It's the once you're over, they're going to use you. It's just like they do with every babyface to try to get him over, throw him with John Cena. They're going to do this with Enzo because they know the crowd is really into him. And, yeah, they are. They're going to wear him thin. I hope they realize it's going to happen and back him off a little bit. But, yeah, I see the same exact thing happening.
Yeah, it was cool. I guess the one positive you could say is, for the longest time, it always seemed like, as far as like the women's division, it was always like that invisible line between the men doing that thing over here and just the hell with the women. The fact that they're starting to involve like Enzo and Jericho and a lot of the heavy hitters and like this storyline kind of makes me believe that they're actually getting serious about pushing the women again. Because obviously Sasha and Charlotte is like the top storyline, and to get the men involved and have it lead to a match that went about 15, 20 minutes shows that they may be serious about this little revolution after all.
Yeah, Sasha needs to stop doing that dive through the second rope. She's gonna fucking kill herself.
Her and Big E.
You know, Big E, I'm not as worried about. Believe it or not, he's got a lot of muscle mass around his muscles. That'll actually help him not get hurt. But she's like a twig, dude. Every time I think she's gonna do that Lita landing. Remember where Lita fucked herself?
Oh yeah, that was fucking insane. She lawn darted herself. That was fucking sick.
Every time I think that's gonna happen, but I don't know, man. I'll tell you what made me smile is hearing Foley's music. I love hearing it again.
Wow. Oh yeah,
it is. Makes me smile.
I mean, Foley was starting to grate on me for a little bit, but I guess in small doses at this point, I'm still a Mick Foley guy.
I don't know, man. I guess the way the shows are going, just to hear his music, know he's coming out, not to wrestle, thank God.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's good. I'm glad. I do like it, and I don't know. It's good, but yeah. And I'll tell you what, man. Surprisingly, I'm liking Corey Graves on commentary.
Oh, he's gold, man. Like anybody that follow him on NXT, he's fucking gold on the mic, man. I love him.
They need to let him get in the ring a little bit, though. Do some of those interviews, because if they're really switching up and try, I mean, look, they say all the time that their main audience is the younger audience. Byron Saxton and Michael Cole are not going to appeal to your younger audience. They're not. Corey Graves will. He's a young, very good, he's got the model fucking look to him. He's got the tattoos on his neck, on his hands. He's fucking, this is what the younger people fucking want to see now.
And he's topical. He makes topical references and jokes. I mean, I appreciate old school as much as anybody, but when JBL name drops fucking Stan Hansen and Bruce and Frank Brody every third sentence, I'm pretty sure there's a 15-year-old saying, who the fuck is Stan Hansen? I mean, no disrespect to Stan Hansen. We know who he is, but, it's just the younger generation don't necessarily care about these old school references every 5 seconds.
You can only hope that it'll bring them to go to YouTube. That's all you can hope is when he says Stan Hansen, they go, who's that? I need to find out.
Yeah.
But it's JBL, so probably not many people are listening.
Dude, back in the day was the same thing, though. They would reference old wrestlers. I mean, that's nothing new.
Yeah.
They would mention Gorgeous George from the 50s and shit.
Well, JBL just has to let you know that he's smart.
Yeah.
It's the only defense he has to let you know he has a brain. Otherwise, it's just what you think there, Michael.
Bob, since you brought it up, you had a little you gave me a brain idea. You gave me a brain fart. I wanted to piggyback off of something you said about Foley. Have you noticed how over the past couple weeks the interaction of the general managers and the what are they calling Stephanie and Shane? What are their roles? Commissioners.
Commissioner.
Thank you, commissioners. Have you noticed Stephanie hasn't made too many appearances like over the past couple of weeks? How long you see that lasting? Because her appearances have been limited to pre-tapes and backstage. I think she only made like one live appearance on Raw, and that was at the very end.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, at the end when they were trying to get Brock out of there. Yeah, I don't know. I hope it lasts more. They need to. Cesaro made one really good point in that little interview he did where he said he wasn't happy being on Raw. It shouldn't be about the general managers and commissioners. It should be about the wrestlers. So the more she's off TV, the more they're actually focusing on the wrestlers. I know Mick Foley comes up, but Mick Foley does take the focus off of himself, and try to at least compliment the guys.
Yeah, and it's like in and out, and I like the approach that they're doing. Like, I understand, like, you definitely have to have him there to kind of like the storyline purposes to set matches up and to have a little interaction with the wrestlers. But I actually like the approach. It's like a happy medium. They're not overtaking the show. They kind of come in at the beginning, do what they got to do, and very rarely do you see him for the rest of the show, which is how it should be. The less is more approach is working. So when they do show up, it actually will mean something.
Yeah, especially with Stephanie, because let's face it, the crowd fucking hates her.
Yeah. I would just enjoy it while it lasts, folks, because I got a feeling eventually she's going to be all over Raw soon enough.
Oh, yeah. Eventually Triple H is going to come back, and that's going to change. So, jobbers were back. I love these jobber matches. I love the interview before the match. Basically, is Byron going up there and going, why the fuck would you do this? This guy's answer was gold. I get 1,000 to do this, and I get 5,000 if I win.
Yeah, I mean, this guy, look, the guy from last week, James Ellsworth, to me, it's going to be a while before somebody tops that guy. But this guy this week he was okay. He was okay, but I'm still a James Ellsworth guy.
Yeah. This was Evan Anderholm or Anderholt. I couldn't quite get T or M, but either Anderholm or Anderholt. This guy was, he looked like he was going to pass out when he was talking.
Let me ask you guys a question real quick. Do you think the use of jobbers is just due to the fact that the roster is so thin, or do you think once they kind of fill those spots up with guys like, Benjamin coming in and all these cruiserweights coming up, do you think they're going to kind of like phase out all the jobbers coming back, or is that like a new approach to wrestling? Well, not old, not new, you know what I mean? It's old school.
They should bring it back. You know why?
I'd love to see it. I mean, that's how you get guys.
I would too. Exactly, and you don't waste one of your guys on it. You don't go, oh, well, that guy's a loser. He's losing matches to just, this one trying to get this one over. Just get the fucking jobbers in there. Let them squash the fucking shit out of them. And, we said last week, and Billionaire Ted is saying, Ryback got over with the jobbers.
Yeah. Dude, everybody did in the fucking 90s and 80s.
That's how it was in the 80s and 90s.
Nowadays, they just have to trade wins. How many times have you seen Ambrose against Bray Wyatt, It's like, and they're on SmackDown, so that's going to be another feud. And we just saw it for like half of the year.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Braun is doing a little better job than Nia Jax at the jobbers, but she's still, you can tell she's still new. She still needs some work, but Braun is killing these motherfuckers, dude.
Would you bang her?
Killing them.
Yes.
Yeah. You would too, don't lie.
I don't know. I'd have to see it in person.
You know what? She's basically just a more attractive.
She's got a really pretty
awesome
face. I'll give her that. She's just like really big, man. Not like fat. She's just like fucking just big. She's just Samoan,
She's a newer, prettier, awesome Kong, basically.
Yeah.
To WWE, you don't think that's what they're thinking with her?
Right. Yeah. Awesome Kong. That's another story.
Look, they had
no comment.
Well, they had a bad go with her, dude.
I'm surprised she was never part of the Nigerian Nightmares.
Jesus.
What?
Holy fuck. Fuck, dude, this is early.
It would fit right in, dude. You can't tell me she wouldn't fit right in. It would be fucking great.
I need to get a Donald Trump sound effect for this or something.
Oh, fuck off.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, but as far as Strowman goes, I think they're doing right by him because let's be honest, I know he's been around for a little while, but he's still green as grass. He still needs to learn, and obviously, I don't know about you guys. I get the sense that they're going to build him up to be like that next Big Show Kane, that big monster type, because those guys aren't going to be around forever.
Please, let's hope to God they book him better than Big Show. If they've learned anything, let's try not turning guys 30 fucking times in 1 year.
True enough. And I mean, and honestly, if Strowman has a third of the personality of Big Show, he can go far. He'll go far. Because he hasn't really done promo, so I'm not sure how he'll do in that department. But in terms of just killing guys, he's a good monster.
Yeah, he is. And like I said, dude, I think using their jobbers are a great idea. Why would you want to take any of your talent and turn them into losers?
Yeah.
Why would you want any of the guys? Look, if you're really trying to put new guys over, don't send them out there to get squashed.
Yes, and let's be honest, people forget, like, the whole purpose of jobber matches traditionally was to get your guys over, number one, and to bring in newer guys that you hope to push one day, to get them familiar with the audience, familiarize themselves with their movesets, things like that. Look at the Warrior. The Warrior killed guys for like a month, like at least about 6 months straight to get him over.
Yeah, and
it worked like a charm.
And sometimes we get guys out of this. If I dare mention Sean Waltman, he was a jobber and a half until the one day he beat Razor Ramon.
Made man.
Made right there.
Yep.
1, 2, 3 kid, and he fucking sailed from there, man. So yeah, we might even get another talent out of this that we didn't even know about. So good for whoever does.
Definitely.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's move on. Shining Stars are already getting the no music entrance. Good job. Time to dump that one.
Yeah, and this is no disrespect to the Colognes. They're talented guys, but my God, they just need to be wrestlers. Don't give them gimmicks. Let them be wrestlers. Pay Carlito whatever he's asking for. If you hope to get any type of mileage out of these guys, I heard they made Carlito an offer. He felt it was like a low ball deal, so he said, "Fuck you, I'll stick to the Indies." Pay him what he's worth. I look at it like this: if you're going to keep these two guys around, at least bring Carlito back to get some type of return on your investment. Because right now, Shining Stars, the Matador, aren't they on like their 4th or 5th gimmick repackage, and it hasn't gotten over yet?
I'd say the Shining Star 1, 2, at least 4 or 5, dude, definitely. And the bad thing is, they would actually be good in that CWC tournament.
They're
Both
not
those
bad
guys.
wrestlers, but
No,
you're putting them in situations. You're putting them in situations where you're accentuating their negatives. They're not promo guys. They're not guys that are going to wow you on the mic. They're ring guys. They're ring technicians. They're good mechanics, as Steve Austin would say.
Yes, yeah. But like I said, those would have been 2 guys you could have brought into the CWC tournament for your company. Why not? They're not doing much. I'm telling you, they're not. But I don't know. Those guys are already getting the. Who did they go up against? I forgot.
Truth and Goldust.
Yeah, I feel bad for both of those guys, especially Goldust. He deserved a better last run than this.
Definitely. And what do you think? I mean, I don't know. I've never been, even as a kid, I just want to say this. I was never big into Pokemon. So even as a kid, I didn't get it. I don't get it now as a grown ass man. What do you think about this? They got fucking 57-year-old R-Truth out there with a cell phone acting like an idiot over this Pokemon shit. What do you think about this?
Yeah, I feel bad for both of them. I think, like I said, Goldust deserves a better last run because, let's face it, this is probably his last run. And look, I'm not a huge R-Truth fan, but I know the guy can do better, so whatever. I mean, it is what it is. R-Truth, unfortunately, has shown that he's good at funny, and they like it, so you know, they don't have Santino anymore, so they need the comedy guys, I guess.
I guess the one good thing you can say about it for both guys is their bodies are being preserved, if nothing else. Very few bumps, it's easy gimmick, easy money.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess. It's just, I don't know. I really wish they would put him out there a little better, but...
Yeah. It is what it is.
Whatever, man.
Benjamin in the chat room is saying Goldust is wrestling at a high level now, better than ever. And I'd have to. He's definitely better than he's literally like almost ever.
Yeah, which is why I think he really needs a better last run.
I mean, him and Cody Rhodes, man, they meshed. Obviously, they're brothers, but they really had great chemistry and they meshed well in the ring. And you can tell like he's so fluent in the ring now. I mean, I was a big Dustin Rhodes fan when I was a kid, but like. You know, he's Goldust right now in 2016, as old as he is. I think, in ring work wise, he can't be touched.
Yeah,
fucking great.
Well, that's what most wrestlers say. Like you really hit your prime like late 30s, early 40s.
Well, didn't he have a lot of demons too?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's sober now, so that probably helps also.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and the fact that he doesn't have to have a fucking gag ball in his mouth with a dildo up his ass is a gimmick. That
If you want to see his demons up close and personal, watch his TNA run when he was Black Rain. He by his own admission, he said he was basically doped up that entire run.
Billionaire Ted is saying he's in his early 40s. I thought he was a lot older.
No. He's early 40s, I believe. I want to say 44. I'm probably wrong. I think it might be.
So he's only like 6 years older than Cena.
Hold on.
Hey, see, Sheen, there's still hope for Cena. He might hit his stride. 45.
Oh, no. Take that back.
47.
Take that shit back.
He's 47.
Fucking say that.
Oh, God. He's 47 and Ron Killings is only 44.
Yeah, he's almost 50, dude.
Yeah, Killings is 44.
No way Dustin Rhodes is 40-something years old, like early 40s.
Well, he's been around a long-ass time,
That's what I'm saying, dude. He's been around since like 1990 on WCW.
Yeah, he's 47 years old, but, you know. Oh, okay. He corrected himself in the chat room. He meant he hit the prime in the early 40s.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, that's what they basically say you do anyway. I mean, shit, let's face it. Flair wasn't great till he was, 35, 40 years old?
Well, not nowadays, though, Box fan.
Well, nowadays, you're 35, you might as well fucking give up the business.
Exactly. Not only that,
bitches.
Not only that, it's just like how much they put themselves through, you know, like as far as harm to their bodies. Like the moves that they're doing nowadays, completely different than early 90s, a couple, fucking slams here and there, a couple punches, kicks, chokehold, rest hold, take it home. Nowadays, they're doing 450 splashes just to open up the fucking match, It's a whole different ballgame.
Shit, we just saw Rick, who was it? Rich Swann do a standing 450.
Oh, I love Rich Swann.
He was just out there a little while ago.
You should listen to him do the CZW theme. It's the greatest thing ever.
Oh, he was out on the CWC dancing his little ass off.
Kevin Steen, right before he left, he had Rich Swann do the CZW theme on his guitar, on his acoustic guitar. Oh, it's fucking great. We should actually play that during the break. It's amazing.
I'd have to get it.
I can send it to you. It's fucking great.
In the chat room, so I can pull it up on the other computer. Let's see here. Finn came out, and I hate to say, but when that man speaks, I just want to ask if he has any lucky charms. They're magically delicious, Hey. Yeah. When he talks,
Is there an Indian?
No.
You went totally Indian.
No. Magically delicious. That's the old Lucky Charms commercial.
No, I was talking about the accent. All the Indians out here sound like that. I don't know if it's Irish and Indian. Do they sound like
I'm not very great at the Irish accent, sorry. It's just nothing. I haven't really worked on it, I guess.
Well, you got the Indian down pat.
Oh, good God. Thank you very, very much. Good God.
Charms.
Well, I am. Remember, I've got some camel jockey in me, Shaheen.
Indians have a lot of friends. They call everybody their friends.
Oh, my friend.
Yeah, I love that.
My friend, thank you for buying that cookie, my friend.
They're good people.
Good.
When the hell is Sanjay Dutt calling?
Sanjay Dutt, that dude is fucking self, man.
Or my shoulder. Speaking of Indian guys, Jinder Mahal is back with WWE on Raw.
Pardon me while I take a shit on myself.
How long before he's coming down to the ring in a fucking turban? Over under.
No, for the way that WWE's going right now, they're trying to surprise everybody. They're doing a 180. I think he'll probably get the title by next month.
Dude, if he is not coming down on a fucking magic carpet in the next 3 weeks, I am disappointed. That's all I'm gonna say.
No, I'm gonna say something. I don't know if you guys agree with this. Since you brought up Jinder Mahal,
okay.
The past couple weeks, Heath Slater has really entertained the hell out of me with his promos. Do you think do you think he's deserving of not a big push? Hear me out. Not a John Cena level push, but as like a mid card, undercard babyface type of push? Because whatever, you gotta admit, whatever segment or skit they put the guy in, he always gets a reaction, and it's like he's just good.
Reaction?
It's something about him.
What reaction?
I hate to say, but I fucking like that guy.
There's something, I don't know what it is. There's something about him. It's a certain charm.
Something.
Well, you just said that he gets a reaction with whatever gimmick they give him. What about the Outcasts? Nobody gave a shit about that, man. They were begging to be trending. Not one person retweeted that. Nobody gives a fuck about it. Slater.
They were there. Please,
please,
type
we
us in Twitter.
need you to trend us so we don't get fired on the next fucking cleanup.
Even Bo was telling him to believe and pretty please make us trend.
Yeah, it wasn't that. Nah, man. Half these guys that are going to get pushes, they don't even deserve it. Maybe they deserve it because nowadays it's if you've been there for 5 years, you deserve a shot. But Zack Ryder, all those guys, dude, it's time's up, dude.
I don't know. I see something with Heath Slater. I really fucking do. I always have. I thought he was. I don't know what it is. He's not great. Look, I know he's not great. He's kind of a corny dude, but there's something about him that I think is marketable. I don't know what it is. He's got something to him.
He does. He really does. Like I said, not everybody's meant to be, the A-lister, the top guy, but I think as like a strong undercard type guy, he could work. He could do something.
He should be a jobber. Just stay as a jobber.
Which is fine.
Apparently he's going to Evolve, from what I read, I think.
Heath?
Yeah. Because, Evolve is like
he's
under
got
WWE. He's doing this whole angle.
Yeah, apparently he's got a tryout match on SmackDown next week with Rhino, who Rhino by 56 votes
wow
won the what is it, the Michigan Senate race or whatever?
Yeah.
Good for fucking hell yeah. Kick ass Rhino. Wow. Hell yeah. He's going into politics. I don't know. You can't imagine it, but Shaheen says he's kind of a soft-spoken little guy when you meet him.
He really is. He really is.
Oh, he is.
No, they'll fool you, I guess. Let's see here. Where were we? I like Finn, though, on the mic. I don't like his accent. It's a little weird, but he's good on the mic, man.
Oh. Really?
You don't think so?
I mean, I didn't see it this week, but usually he's not.
I don't think he's horrible. Look, he's not the worst I've seen. I mean,
Yeah, but as a top guy, can he carry himself as a top guy?
I would say this week was probably, at least from what I've heard from him, this is the best promo he cut. And I think, just based off of this promo, Finn works better when he has something to really sink his teeth into. And Rollins is a good guy for him to play off of. When he has somebody to play off of, like a strong heel like Rollins, and he has like a storyline where he can sink his teeth into, he's good. If you kind of send him out there cold, then it's like, he sucks. But if you give him some material to work with, I think he can cut decent promos.
Dude, that's going to be a hell of a fucking match, though.
Yeah, but once he's in that ring, man, I'll tell you what, he is fantastic.
Dude, wait till you see that match, man. I can only imagine what they're going to do. That match is going to be fucking... It's going to be like an instant
That's going to be good.
Especially SummerSlam, too, dude. They're going to show their ass off.
That's going to be a dangerous match, dude. Dangerous match. It's going to be good, though, man. I'm definitely want to see that. So far, SummerSlam's turned out to be good, man. You got that match. Fucking Brock and Orton is going to be a fucking good match. I don't care what anyone says.
Definitely.
Let's see here. Reigns has been slapped down to the United States title. Probably a good spot for him to be right now.
Smark actually called that in the chat room last week. He said, what about Rusev? And he was right.
You know what? Rusev is going to cause Roman to get fucking cheered.
Nah.
Dude, he got cheered this week.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. He got fucking cheered this week. There weren't many boos for him when he came out against Rusev.
Last resort. Go to the USA chance.
Yeah.
Cheap pop.
Hey, if Rusev can make it so the crowd doesn't hate him, he has done his job very, very well.
Yo, what if he gets rejected as an American and people start bringing in like signs like "You're not American, you're Samoan"? How fucking salty would that be if like the whole country just rejects him?
Well, you know, Hawaii is part of the United States and has been for a very long time. I just thought you want to know that.
Who knows? Who knows?
You gotta add baby girl in there though.
I think Shaheen was actually puking when I was doing that.
You're missing the baby girl.
Nah, I don't. That just doesn't sound good on me, you know. So
Yeah, but just this is temporary. He'll be back in the main event scene within a month or so.
he will be, but at least they're giving you the illusion that he's having to work his way back up.
Now,
So
to his credit, they have made him eat a lot of shit over the, since he got popped for whatever he was doing. Do you think this is their kind of way to kind of like they want to push him, but they want to make sure he understands not to fuck up again? That's why they're kind of making him eat this level of shit right now.
well, geez, if they want to do that, just have him ride around with Cena for a couple of months. Cena will turn him into a fucking robot.
I don't even think it's
But-
that, dude. I think it's just like because Finn came up, he kind of took a spot. I think it's
did.
the timing also. I don't think it's just him being punished. It's just so many guys can be on top on the Raw show. Right now, Rollins is over as fuck, and Finn, they're debuting the guy. And like I said, it makes sense to put him over Reigns. Reigns just got busted. Finn Balor is debuting. Like, he has to win. It'd be stupid for them to put Reigns over him.
Yeah, I mean,
It's like,
Reigns
what's the
really.
point?
And if you think about it, think about the bad timing Reigns left in. Rollins was coming back.
Right.
They were just about to do this giant brand split. The rosters were getting split and changed. New shit was happening. And, he's at home popping Adderall to fucking stay awake. Allegedly. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Basically, he picked the bad time to fuck up.
You should do a PSA
did,
in like
man.
5 years when his career goes down the shitter.
Damn.
Adderall PSA.
Oh, shit.
I could have been the next top guy. I was the guy.
No,
Now I'm just a drug addict sucking dick.
no,
And
fuck that.
Stephanie called me a loser on television.
No,
I
fuck
didn't
that.
know
Have him
what
do
to
another
do.
PSA with his daughter with the tea party and saying, "Don't do drugs. Don't do drugs."
Yeah.
That was.
I got so irritated when people were bitching that you guys remember, I think it was WrestleMania, right? When he was getting booed out of the building and his daughter came out. People were like, "Oh,
Yeah.
people are fucking savages. You guys are booing him. You know why he's with his daughter?" It's like, dude, it's fucking wrestling. Like, what do you expect? It's fucking 100,000 people that are drunk. They hate the guy. Do you think they're gonna see? And mind you, like, there's 100,000 people, so most people have shitty seats. They can't even see his daughter. You know what I mean? Like, dude, come on, man.
Well, that must make Rusev a real asshole. He went after Titus's family. I mean, what kind of piece of shit is he?
Good one.
Yeah. Fucking cunt.
Gets wrestling.
Bastard. Yeah, he does. We move on to the Cesaro. This was an odd segment. Cesaro and Sheamus were backstage with Stephanie and Mick
Foley, yeah, they were.
Foley.
You gotta.
This was a weird segment. Sheamus is just so who gives a fuck, and then Cesaro comes in, and Sheamus is just like staring at him, like he's in awe. It's like, what? Come on, you're not Tyson Kidd. Come on, say something. They're just looking at each other.
No, Sheamus
But-
just had that look on his face, like, where the fuck did my career go wrong?
Ugh.
I was serious.
I can
Didn't he
tell
look
you
like he just
fucking
was,
where.
like, depressed.
You know what's funny? Mick Foley said it. You haven't been serious since you cashed in that fucking Money in the Bank briefcase.
That was hilarious.
They're bringing some real life shit to these fucking promos and shit, dude. Seriously, man. They're
Yes.
bringing what people are thinking out. I mean, fucking, what's his name? Titus O'Neil was telling Darren Young, "When have you been great again?" Who the hell hasn't said that in their mind in the past 3 weeks?
But I don't know, but that right there to me, that's that line you just hit about Titus, what he said to Darren Young. That points to like a disconnect between, I guess, the creative team and the wrestler, and like there's no kind of like consistency with the storylines with that, because you're making a storyline about a guy being great again, which implies that he was great before. Like, to me, that storyline would have fit better, I don't know, with somebody like I don't know, pick somebody that was already great and that fell off for a minute. Maybe Mark Henry, maybe
You could have done it with him. You could have even
or Jack Swagger, somebody like
Dolph
that.
Ziggler.
Oh, Swagger. No, not just get rid of him already, please.
You could have even put Heath Slater, like you guys like him, you know?
Heath Slater would have been actually good for that gimmick too, but I like this gimmick he's doing now. The hottest free agent in wrestling.
Wait, what were you guys saying about Titus O'Neil? He's feuding with Darren Young now?
Yeah.
This is a thing?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, actually, it looked. Actually, he told Bob Backlund, "I'm gonna knock your old ass out."
Oh, Titus said that.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was
The
hilarious.
father of the year?
Yes, it was fucking funny, and then Darren Young just came out of nowhere and tried to jump on him.
Holy shit! Let the rumors begin. The Attitude Era is back.
I heard a lot of the ass word Monday night,
Yeah.
and last night.
Yeah. It was kind of confusing though, because they had like a quick little match. It wasn't nothing special, but you would have thought, based on how the match ended, which was Titus winning with a handful of tights, that he was the heel. But he has that confrontation with Backlund backstage, and fucking he gets jumped from behind by Darren Young, like he was the heel. So it's kind of confusing, but funny nonetheless.
Well, it looks like they're making Titus the heel, and I couldn't give less fucks than I give right now. But anyway, Titus to me.
But between the two of them, I would say he's
see.
more over, so he should be the face.
Well, that's because he's had more TV time. They've shoved him down our throats. There's two reasons. Third reason, that little suspension got him a lot of fucking press.
Yeah.
A lot. That little suspension he had did get him a lot of press. So, yeah, he's going to be a little more over. He's going to be a little more known. Unfortunately, Darren Young is known for being the Black John Cena lookalike.
Yes.
It's horrible to say, but that's what they made him in Nexus, was the, lookalike.
Yeah, and I don't mean to I'm surprised we're actually spending this much time on Darren Young, because his career is completely irrelevant. But I gotta ask, what's up with the whole? What's the block the hate deal? I mean, I understand what he means by it, but what does that have to do with his gimmick with Backlund right now?
I don't know, but you said spending time on Darren Young. I just want to do this. Homo. Anyway, I'm not quite sure what they're. I don't know. This is the worst fucking. To be honest, dude, this is the worst gimmick I've seen. This whole Darren Young. They need to stop that. They need to stop the Shining Stars. And and like I said, Jack Swagger can just fucking leave. Which show is he even on?
I think SmackDown. I think. You don't like his new gimmick? He wears the glasses now backstage in random segments.
Yeah, you know what? Put him on Superstars. Leave him there. God, I'll never watch that, so that's fine with me.
I don't know if we skipped over it, but did we talk about the segment backstage with Foley, Stephanie, and Mark Henry?
No, we did skip over it. That was what it was. Mark Henry.
Yeah, he got the people behind him, though. He got a hell of a promo there.
He does. I feel bad he's going to Rio. I think him and he went against Rusev, right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, basically, he said Real American needs to take back the U.S. title, and Foley gave him a shot.
Yeah, that's a good little feud right there. I would love those two big fucking hosses beating the shit out of each other in the ring. I like that.
Yeah, they had a decent match, and I gotta point out this. I know it's the cool thing to kind of rag on Michael Cole, but I gotta give the guy credit. For the past couple of weeks, he's been solid, which shows that maybe JBL was the problem. Because when Michael Cole, when he actually focuses on the actual matches, he's not half bad as an announcer.
I've said before, I've got no problem with Cole. I think JBL makes everyone sound worse because JBL takes every little slip up and just beats it into the fucking ground. Then you're realizing how he slipped up. If JBL would just shut the fuck up half the time, I wouldn't notice probably 90% of the slip-ups that those guys do. Yeah. JBL made Baron... I mean, literally, that poor Byron Saxton, he tried to talk the week before the fucking brand split, and JBL literally goes, "Shut up, Byron." And Byron goes, "I am not going to miss that." Okay? I mean...
Yeah, Byron's been very talkative the past couple of weeks.
Dude, that's part of his gimmick.
Good.
That's the gimmick.
But he...
It's him against... it's him against the guy. What's his name?
He's not doing that shit. JBL, he's not doing that shit. Yeah, but JBL isn't doing that shit with Mauro Ranallo and...
yeah, because Mauro's a fucking OG.
Otunga.
The other dude's a fucking nerd.
Actually, I'm glad you guys brought that up. He was actually getting a little heat for, like, JBL. Over his commentary the first week, apparently. He was talking over Mauro, so they basically told him, you got to tone that shit down, so...
Good. Mauro is fucking 10 times better than JBL, and I'm gonna say this, I don't care what anyone fucking says, Otunga is the drizzling, wet, nasty shits. He is horrible. You've got two men talking, and then he comes up and starts talking like this. "Yeah, we'll be back with SmackDown."
WWE, can we please get a respectable black guy on commentary so we don't have to bury him every week, please?
The fuck?
Yeah.
You know what? God, I've been against it. Put R-Truth down there if you're gonna put a fucking black guy down there. I'm just saying, I can't. You've got Mauro Ranallo out there talking like this, and JBL, and then you go, "Hi, we're going to be back on SmackDown in 5 minutes. You guys get ready, okay?"
Basically, if you're going to be an announcer of any kind, of any sport, you have to have an authoritative voice, right, Box?
No, but try to butch up a little bit, you fucking pansy. Fuck.
I can't believe you guys said Michael Cole was all right. I've hated Cole since I was a kid. Ever since fucking The Rock was giving him wedgies and shit, I hated him since then.
You didn't like his work
Cole
with
is
Taz?
Dude, I hated everything he did. I hated him.
Cole is a company guy. You have to understand that. Cole is a company guy. He's got Vince in his ear. He says what he's told when he's told to say it. That's it. If you don't, you just got to roll with that and realize it ain't going to change. I got no problem with Cole.
Anything, dude. I just don't like.
You know what? I'll tell you the truth.
I don't have
you know what
like
changed my mind against Michael Cole?
Company guy, and he's the loyalty, respect.
I know. You want to know what changed my mind about Cole? He did an interview on. I know we talk bad about him, but Sam Roberts.
I think I remember this.
He did an interview with Sam, and he's not a bad guy. He's just, unfortunately, been converted into a company shill.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is he was like this when he came in. He's been corny since 1998.
Right, and he gets paid very well to be his corny ass. I don't like him. I wish he wasn't the quote-unquote voice of WWE, but I don't have a problem with him. I never had a problem with fucking Tony Schiavone when he was out there saying everything was history-making and this and that. Didn't bother me.
Yeah, but at least he didn't sound like a fucking douchebag. Like I hate everything about Michael Cole. I think honestly he's probably one of the worst ever. I cannot stand him.
Is it because he wears too much product in his hair and he's like 45 still?
Dude, you remember when he used to have the fucking highlights in his hair? Oh my god.
That's when he was down there with
Jesus
JR.
Christ, man. You trying to tell me this guy's all right because he's a company guy? Get the fuck out.
Oh, shit.
Fucking Michael Cole.
I just remember.
Give me Sam Roberts on commentary and I'll take it instead of this fuck.
You know what was? He didn't even have highlights. He had frosted tips just in the front, like if I frosted this right here.
He looked like NSYNC going through a midlife crisis at the time.
I remember. Oh, you had to bring that up. You know what? You just changed my mind back. I hate him again.
Yeah, you should. See, there you go. I was on mute. I heard, yeah, Michael Cole was all right. I really don't have a problem with it. I'm like, what? The fuck is this guy talking about?
Legitimately, the only time he really gave me douche chills, aside from the frosted hair, remember when he went to that heel period where he was like wrestling in the I guess the amateur gear, and we found out he had a fucking tattoo.
Luckily, I missed all this.
That gave me douche chills to the nth degree.
That was bad. And you know what was even worse? When he was sitting there and the women would be trying to have a match and he'd be holding up a sign like, "Kill me now."
You know what pissed me off? When Shane
When
McMahon falls off of a fucking 30-foot Hell in a Cell and this guy's holding the fucking script, reading it. That's what fucking pisses me off.
Oh my God, he fell.
Like, yo, do you understand this? Let this marinate in your brain for the rest of the show. This guy is such a fucking robot that he can't even organically react to a guy falling literally in front of him on his fucking table. He looks at the script. You know how crazy that is? Like, we're not talking about a regular match. This is a fucking spot that's not going to happen for another 20 years. If you can't react to that after fucking 16 years in the business, dude, you need to get the fuck out. Seriously, if you cannot react to a guy falling in front of you through a fucking table and you're reading this off of a paper, not even looking at the incident, you need to go. Yeah. WrestleMania, and whoever the fuck the camera guy is Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you put it there, I can only defend Cole so much. That was a fuck up to the nth degree.
You know, I was thinking about this last night. You know who would really be like the most amazing heel commentator?
Who's that?
Jericho. I would love to see Jericho sit down there, especially now. Yeah. His career is winding down.
It's a lot of guys.
There's no reason.
Jericho.
Dude, Jericho as a heel commentator, that's fucking amazing.
That would
be that every week and I'll watch it.
Especially with the shit he's doing now. He is fucking that interview he had towards the end of the night with that backstage guy.
Oh, Tom. That was hilarious.
He kept calling him Tim. And and he made up the name of the fucking hockey player or shot put guy. That was great, dude. That was great shit. And I don't know. Jericho was fucking gold in that backstage segment. And then Owens came in and just made it better.
Yes.
Can you imagine?
I like the one line he had about, this scarf cost $750.
Yeah, the scarf. I'm like, you got ripped off, dude.
Can you imagine how depressing it would be if they put Jake Roberts on commentary?
Yeah.
That'd be so depressing, dude. I'd definitely slit my wrist on a weekly basis.
Yeah, I probably would too. I think everybody would. Miz on I'll tell you what, Benjamin. Benjamin brings up Miz on commentary. Miz would be good. Anything to get him out of the ring at this point. You know what's sad about Miz? He just came back, and I'm sick of him already.
I was never a fan of the guy. He's just...
Don't get me wrong. I love watching Maurice's titties bounce all over the... Well, they don't really bounce because they're so fake, but I like seeing them. But I'm done with the Miz. I'm done. I've had enough. It's over. It's over,
she
Johnny.
Looks too fake. You know what I mean? Like I like realistic girls.
She looked great in Playboy.
Oh, she was in Playboy?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. She was if I remember, she was like the last of the divas to do Playboy.
Yeah, well, in that case, I got some Googling to do. I'll be back in a few.
now,
we're going to hear...
Now, you just brought up an interesting point. You're not a fan of Miz, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me?
I got you. You broke up, but you mentioned the Miz. I got you.
And I was basically saying, now you said you're not a fan of the Miz. Now, is that you think that's part of the reason why you're kind of like indifferent towards the Miz because of his booking? Because like they basically treat him as irrelevant for so long, and then all of a sudden they kind of gave him this, not a big push, but like they want you to kind of care about him again. You think that's part of like why you might be indifferent to him?
No. Look, I can give Miz the credit of being a great heel. He is a good heel. Maurice makes him an even better heel. Those two are great together as heels. I'm just tired of... They send him off to do these movies, and then they just bring him back and throw him right back in, and it's like, he's been gone. I got used to him being gone. I was happier when he was gone. Why don't we just bring back Maurice's tits once a week and let her jump out there? Maybe do a few jumping jacks, a couple of lunges, and get the fuck out. I'm good.
She looks better dressed.
Damn.
No, I mean, like, no, don't get me wrong. Like, she just looks so fake. You know what I mean? She just
Don't
looks like
get
every
me
other porn star.
Don't get me wrong. I just don't want to look at you naked. That's all
No,
I'm
but
saying.
like, I don't know, the mystique about
look, it's
seeing a
not
woman,
you, it's me.
you know, not undressed, and then you see it, and then it's like, yeah.
Damn. That's hilarious.
She looks good.
Baby, you look better.
It's-
You look
I
better
promise.
with your clothes on.
It's not you, it's me. I promise. I promise.
Don't get me wrong, I would any day, but it's just like, you know, nothing crazy.
Just cut a hole in there so we can get this done, but don't take your shit off, please.
Billionaire Ted said, post a link. Get in the chat room, Shaheen. Start posting some links in there for these fucking horny bastards.
Oh, God.
All right. I don't have... we're almost done with Raw. We've spent too much time on it probably already. Let's see. I said the Cesaro Sheamus segment. I do like all these matches being made on the fly on both shows. I like it. That's a little Attitude Era callback there, too. One thing I'm noticing, Sami Zayn and a couple of the other guys like Owens and even Jericho are mentioning other companies and their pre-WWE careers.
Yeah.
They didn't do that a lot back then. Like, just recently, they used to just never mention companies, never mention they had any history. Now, you know, Sami Zayn's out there going, yeah, you know, me and Kevin, you know, we've been out there a lot. You know, we've been out there a lot. We've gone down the road. We had a lot of history here. I was like, holy shit, they're mentioning history. What the fuck is going on? And I thought the ending of Raw was one of the most exciting endings of Raw I've seen in, what do you want to say, 3 years, 4 years maybe?
Longer than that, bro.
What was it?
I would say the best endings of Raw since Nexus debut, possibly.
Well, tell the people, and myself included, what the ending was, in case someone else watched it like us.
Paul Heyman was out there with Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar didn't say a word. Paul Heyman cut an amazing promo. And basically he's sitting there, you know, by the end of the promo, he's telling Randy Orton, you'll never hit an RKO on Brock Lesnar. You'll never get him in position for an RKO. And what do you know, Randy Orton, out of nowhere, RKO's Brock Lesnar. It was fucking awesome. Randy Orton was in the crowd. Fucking the crowd was cheering. It was an exciting ending to Raw.
That scares me, dude. This is not good news.
Why?
Because it just means that they're going to start pushing Randy Orton. That's another guy I don't want to see.
He's a legacy at this point.
He's a different Randy Orton, bro.
Yeah, for 2 weeks, dude. We said the same.
No,
we said the same shit when he came back last time. We're like, oh, damn, dude, he's been away for a couple months. He seems like he's passionate about wrestling again, and then what do you know? Right after WrestleMania, the dude's fucking trash.
Well, he got injured.
Oh, dude, he tones it down after a month. Talk to me.
Let's hope he does.
Let's talk about this in 2 months. When he gives up.
We'll stick a pin in that. All right.
I don't know. I think I see what Shaheen's saying, but I think we're going to see I think we're going to see a different Orton this time around, just because it's a fresh situation. He's going to be working with guys that he didn't work with before, or maybe not as much. Because let's be honest. Like, how excited can you get about working with Roman Reigns 87 times a week, or Triple H, or the same general core group of people? He's going to be on SmackDown working with a core. He got a clean slate.
I don't know. I like this Randy, the hyper crazy Randy. If he keeps this up, and he should, he can't come back as that slow calculating Orton. He can't do that. Not with these fucking guys running circles around him in the fucking ring lately. But I mean, I don't know. I'm down with Orton. I'll tell you what though, Paul Heyman's best line, take it from the old Jew. I couldn't believe he said that.
Oh, he said that a few times. Remember, he said it on the network too. on the.
It was just great. It was just perfect timing. Just take it from the old Jew. And yeah, I don't know. That was, I mean, usually Raw ends with one jackass standing over another jackass, and you know we get the title screen, copyright WWE 2016, and it's over. This time, at least, we had some excitement to end Raw. It felt good for once.
Okay, I guess we are basically done with Raw, but I guess conspiracy theory time. Obviously, everybody was interested in Lesnar coming back with the whole, coming off the "I'm not going to get suspended" deal, and he cited the drug test failures. You think part of the reason why WWE saved his ending for like the end of the show because they might have been fearful, like if they opened up the show with him when the crowd was real hot, that they would have gave it to him? Because he got like a pretty tame reaction. You think they wanted to tire the crowd out first before they put him out there cold?
I guess it's possible, but you never. I wouldn't have put Brock out there, especially with Paul Heyman, with all the news of Paul Heyman's contract being expired, blah, blah, blah. You couldn't have put him out there at the beginning. You had to save that for the end of Raw. That had to be the ending.
Yeah.
That had to be. I don't think they put him out there with any idea of what the crowd was going to do. In my opinion, WWE probably thinks in their mind 80% of the audience doesn't even know Brock Lesnar failed a drug test.
Yeah.
In their minds, that's probably what they're thinking. Because remember, it's only the minority audience is the IWC.
Yeah, I hate that fucking term.
You know, I know. I do too. But that's what they think. They think that's their minority audience, not realizing every 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old kid is on the computer looking up the same shit we are. Except the porno, I hope. Anyway, I guess we can, you want to knock SmackDown out real quick?
Yeah, we can. But that was Raw, folks. Raw was, solid show. Not as good as last week, but they all can't be that hot. But Raw, for me, I guess, I won't go Bret Hart and give it a 4 out of 10. I'd give it a, solid 7. How about you, Box?
Definitely, yeah. And I think the ending might have bumped it up a notch for me. I really liked that ending. I thought it was exciting for once, not just, like I said, some jackass standing over another jackass. Well, let me, while we're going over SmackDown, let me check out these pictures Shaheen posted here. Oh, yeah. Oh, very nice. Oh. Oh, SmackDown. Oh. Yeah, back to SmackDown.
Is this thing on? Are we still live?
Yeah, we're live. The first thing I noticed about SmackDown, Daniel Bryan called Apollo Crews Apollo Creed.
Yes, that was Bryan had a few boxes on the show, but that was the top
Bryan
one.
Couldn't talk. He couldn't talk this show. He was very stuttery when that. Even with Dolph, he was a little stuttery in that little promo. But whatever.
It was. He was a fuck up. We all fuck up.
Who cares? I did like that. What's his name? Xavier Woods put out that thing where he had all the pictures of him with the Creed.
Yeah.
And, did someone say they needed a Creed?
And the funniest thing about it is, obviously, anybody that don't know, when he was in TNA, he was a Consequences Creed. That was right there. When he was showing all his old gear, he went through the trouble of blurring out TNA, which I thought was hilarious. I mean, they probably had to do that for legal reasons, but I thought that was still funny.
They did that for whatever. Okay. Dolph Ambrose. I wasn't, but after last night, I'm looking forward to this feud.
Great fucking promo exchange. Great.
By both of them.
Yeah, but I thought Dolph was a little too insider, but overall, I thought the promo exchange was great.
Yeah, but that's Dolph. I mean, think about, that's his character. I mean, even on, Twitter, he's heel Ziggler, and he does all those inside references. That's kind of his character in a way.
I mean, I know. I just it's just like if I'm just looking at it from a casual standpoint.
Oh, I know.
Because you're looking at it if you're a casual fan, you're looking at Dolph Ziggler. Here's a guy who was, former world champion 2 or 3 times, lost the belt, and then lost a bunch of matches after he lost the world title. So like
Which
you kinda,
he failed to mention.
You should kind of come at it from like a character standpoint and explain why his character basically fell off the rails. Not the office will hold me back. There's a glass ceiling, because a lot of people, believe it or not, aren't not on the internet 24/7, or they're definitely not on the fucking PW Insiders of the world or ProWrestling.net or whatever, reading the backstage stuff. So a lot of people may not be privy to what exactly he's talking about.
And what I thought was weird is Ambrose sat there and basically said, you know, you were never champion, blah, blah. He was champion. He got a concussion when he was champion and kind of had to lose the title, but he did, and he didn't mention it. They basically just glossed over that whole fact. Yeah. It didn't even get fucking mentioned. I was surprised. Yeah. I was surprised.
I guess two things I wanted to point out about this, because like I said, you know, going to Insider, when he basically Ziggler pointed out the fact that Ambrose, I got a brain fart there for a minute. Ambrose came out and basically cut the promo, started off the promo. I started from the bottom, then I'm here. And then Ziggler did bring up a good point. No, motherfucker, you started at the top. You debuted in a top gimmick, and I started out as a male cheerleader. I had to literally climb my way from the top. From the bottom to the top, scratch and clawing. Now I want to ask you this, Box, because I immediately thought of this. The whole time that Ambrose was cutting his promo, like, Dolph, you need to stop worrying about the internet and the office and this and that and stealing the show. You need to focus on the business at hand. Do you think that was like do you think that those were Vince's words, Triple H's words, Steph's words? Because it's fairly obvious. I don't work in WWE, but it doesn't take a brain surgeon to realize that Dolph isn't the most popular guy there amongst the office. So do you think Ambrose was probably talking through WWE with that promo?
It did kind of sound. He was either talking through WWE or Ambrose spends a little bit of time on the internet, which I think he does. I don't know, because he makes references and shit like that. I think Ambrose is one of the IWC, if you will. But I could see that. I could see that being a Stephanie line. Tearing down the man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, Dolph had the one line in there. You know, I'm told I'm no good one day. The next day they're telling me I'm too damn good. And it's just like I said, it was a great promo. Don't get me wrong, if you understood where it was coming from. But I could imagine a lot of people listening to that promo going, what the fuck is he talking about?
Yeah, but they both showed a lot of fire. Dolph showed fire I haven't seen in him in years.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And his voice, notice his voice didn't crack.
Yeah, it almost sounded like he had a couple cigars or something. I don't know. But after that, we had the next note I have here is Eva Marie. Comes out, jumps down, never gets her match to start against Becky Lynch. People were actually wondering if that was storyline.
Clearly.
Really?
Wow.
Really? People, get a life.
Yes.
Who are you, the fucking smart busters? Fucking assholes. I got to tell you something, though. I don't care if that girl can wrestle or not. She is money for that company.
Yes.
She is money. She may botch every move. She won't take a bump. She's afraid to. You can see that. She is money. Yeah. She doesn't have to wrestle. I guarantee she might never actually wrestle on TV, which they'd be smart to do that.
And actually, believe it or not, I think they kind of, believe it or not, just based off the angle, I'm getting the vibe that they realized with her finally that the money in her is her character, and basically once her interest is over, it's over.
The money in her, exactly. The money in her is her looks and her body and her tit. Jesus, the girl's gorgeous.
Yes, yeah. Nobody can look. We're all men here. Nobody can look at Eva Marie with a straight face and say she's not gorgeous and not understand logically why she's there.
No, she's definitely money for that company. Yeah. Not as a wrestler. She's gonna be their marketing tool, which she is right now. She goes on all these. She does all kinds of stuff we don't even fucking hear about.
Yeah. You know what? It's actually just been released that the rumor is that she's getting the belt, the women's belt.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
So she's probably going to.
They love her, dude. And I'll tell you what, compared to Carmella, I might pick Eva Marie because I think that Carmella girl's horrible.
She's garbage. I said it last week.
Garbage.
I cannot stand her.
Although she cut a better promo than
I don't
Natty.
care, man. It's
Natty
the way she
looked
walks.
like she was nervous.
No.
Well, remember, she came from that. She's part of that. She was part of that whole Enzo and Cass presentation. That's why she's still carrying on. She's basically carrying off that gimmick.
No, she thinks she's Puerto Rican. They were just Italian.
Yeah. That's whatever.
She's the type of white girl that still wears like the velour sweatsuit pants with the juicy on the ass. You know what I'm talking about? With like the baby blue bandanas.
Dude, that should so be her gimmick. That should be her gimmick right there. That's perfect. After that, what did we get to after that? The American Alphas debuted.
Oh, fucking awesome. Awesome debut.
You know what I felt bad for them, though? The fucking crowd sounded like they were all on a piss break. The crowd was dead for this match, dude.
Thanks.
Dead.
They got a nice reaction.
They got a good reaction, but during the match, the crowd wasn't making a noise. And I'll tell you what, American Alphas, I'm going to give you guys one quick hint. Stop flexing and sticking out your tongues. It looks weird. Y'all do not look right doing it. Stop. Stop now.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but Outbox, the resemblance to Charlie Haas from what's the guy, Chad Gable, is fucking scary to me.
Yeah, it is. But I do like that Morrow brought up, JBL brought up the Steiners, and that's a good comparison.
Yeah.
Yeah, great comparison. Actually, someone in the chat room just brought it up, too.
Yeah. Hopefully they don't kill people
and
with the Steiners used to.
Yeah, Shaheen brought up in the chat room Benoit and Malenko. We don't mention his name, though. So, but yeah, I just thought the crowd was kind of quiet for this match. I don't think it was their fault. They might have been dead from the Eva Marie thing. So, who knows? But then we got AJ and Cena out there.
Wait, Eva Marie was on before this? Mm-hmm. Well, that explains the silence, dude. Everybody was trying to go to the bathroom, rub one out. Come back.
I didn't even think of that. Damn, Shaheen, I'm glad you chimed
All
in
right,
with that.
leaving again.
You,
Peace.
He jumped in with them facts and peace out.
You know we spit facts
AJ.
over here, man.
There you go. AJ and Cena came out. Well, AJ first came out, kind of didn't call out Cena, but Cena came out. This was possibly the worst promo AJ has done in WWE yet. Horrible. I thought he seemed uncomfortable last night. And did we really need that rah, I'm the greatest, I love this place fucking promo from Cena? Did we really need that?
That's what Cena does.
Really?
Those are his promos. Those type of promos should be copyrighted at this point as Cena promos. So anytime somebody get hyped up and talk about loving the company and loving the world and loving the kids and loving the parents, Cena get a check for it.
I really just wanted him to finally say, and I love the MILFs that come with this fucking job.
I will say
But he
this,
won't
though.
say that.
I don't know if you caught it, Box, but SmackDown, they were in Nashville, right?
Mm-hmm.
And during AJ's promo, he made it a point to say the people in, I forgot his exact words, but he said something like, the people in Nashville are idiots. And I couldn't help but think that was like a subtle shot at TNA.
It was, because he said they're the simplest minded people, and trust me, I know. That was a TNA
That
shot.
was fucking gold.
I'm
sorry.
It.
I laughed my ass off for a good 10 minutes.
I did too. I'm like, that was such a TNA shot, you prick. But it was great.
Yes.
I loved it. Yeah, I did not need that promo by Cena. And Cena, John Cena. Why, when you go into these southern countries, little towns, do you have to start with your little southern hip hop twang? Yeah, man. I can't stand it. He changes his accent everywhere he goes. Me and Shaheen have mentioned it before, but
Yeah, dude, it's like a fucking button.
It's horrible.
Versatility, bro. Like, look, like when he's in Boston, obviously Cena grew up in West Newbury. Whenever he hits Boston, that Boston accent come out real heavy.
Yeah, but that's like if I changed my accent because you were on the show. I'm not going to do that. Why does he do that?
WWE
It's so
international. You got to
annoying.
appeal to everybody.
Look, I understand speaking Mandarin when you're in fucking China. That's cool. You're speaking their language. But come on.
Dude, I hate it when he did that. I hate everything about the guy. Like,
You
I
really
cannot
do, bro.
stand it.
You're full of hate.
We're
That's
going to
all.
bury Cena's black guy voice from SmackDown.
He's terrible though, man. He's the only fucking wrestler that walks around with a dick towel and gets a pop. You know, it's like
Not anymore.
But, hey,
now the American Alphas have that little towel.
Oh, they got it now
so-
too.
Let's
Yeah,
when he did his little
Ready,
run to the ring,
Willing-
he didn't
Uh-huh.
talk to the camera this time.
No, he didn't.
All it is cheap pops. I just
no.
said it in the chat room. He's a mix of Mick Foley, like the WWE version, you know, like the PC cheap pops. Oh, this is the greatest town. Name the football team, you know, name drop this and that local celebrity, and then he's mixed with the vitamin talk from Hulk Hogan. You know, prayers and vitamins, and you know, it's the formula. You know, you just mixed up fucking Mick Foley with Hogan. Garbage.
Yeah, it is. And then in more confusing things on SmackDown, this confused me. Randy Orton is going on to SummerSlam to face Brock Lesnar. And he has a match this week with fucking Fandango? Fandango? This guy is going against Brock Lesnar and you put him against fucking Fandango?
Now, I'm of the opinion that Orton's return to the ring should have been saved for the pay-per-view. I think they should have kept him out of the ring until SummerSlam, personally.
Or the go home show, maybe the Raw, you know, the Raw before the pay-per-view. That's fine.
But
They could have kept Brock out there, but I'll tell you the truth though. If we only get one inter-promotion match every pay-per-view, I'm good with that. That should be the formula. Only one.
and
I don't need
I don't know.
more.
I'm guessing they went with Fandango just because they want to give Orton easy wins. Like they don't want to give him competitive matches right now. They want to save the long form match for the pay-per-view, but it's Fandango. It was a squash match. The only thing that surprised me was they actually protected Fandango by giving him a DQ win over Orton.
Well, you know why they put him against Fandango? It's because Orton took a small jab at Fandango when he was burying him with the whole Jericho thing.
Oh.
And also, they're trying
didn't
to
even think of
save
that.
his shoulders. I mean, he's got fucking Brock Lesnar coming up. They got to give him a couple softies.
Yeah, his shoulders are like rubber bands at this point.
His whole body's a rubber band.
This is a guy who dislocated his own shoulder doing his own taunt in the ring.
That was. I mean, what? I don't want to see nobody.
He punched the mat, and granted, he finished the rest of the match with his shoulder dangling down by his fucking knee. But yeah, punching the fucking mat, he fucking tore his shoulders.
Hey, don't forget he did the
guy is-
same taking out the trash, you know? It doesn't get much worse.
Hey,
Him and Dolph Ziggler, man, they better just stay away from
Dude,
each
I
other.
swear to
They're gonna
God,
run
man,
in-
his whole body is just made out of fucking silicone. It's like Maurice tits, you
Dude.
know?
Oh,
Bullshit.
God.
but let's give Orton credit. At least he dislocated his shoulder during the course of a match, unlike Sami Zayn, who literally threw his shoulder out on the step, hyping up the crowd.
I almost give Zayn more credit. I mean, at least the guy was fucking pumped up and so excited he threw out his shoulder. Orton was just doing a taunt in the ring and punched too hard. Maybe he got too excited too. Whatever. But I don't know. Fucking soft bones Orton. You know, like I said, him and Dolph Ziggler, if they ever run into each other, they're gonna break.
Yes.
They're just gonna be like fucking, you know, in Terminator 2 when that guy just breaks apart.
Oh yeah, I mean,
That's what it's gonna be like. Just
Like shattered glass and Austin comes up.
shattering. Right, exactly.
yeah, I don't even wish nothing on Dolph because actually I'm a big fan of his. But my God, the bumps he takes just in random ass matches too, not even big time matches. Every fucking match he's taking some crazy ass bump. Man, his body got to be wrecked.
Dude, forget him, man. Big E, he needs to relax, man. Too much mass
Oh,
for
yeah.
those fucking bumps that he's taking.
too much mass for those dives
Exactly.
he does. He almost got killed the week before, man, doing that shit. And like I said, Sasha's just too tiny to be doing that shit, bro. I think she's gonna fucking shatter hitting the fucking ground one
She
day.
can definitely climb the top rope and moonsault my face.
Well, you want her to. You just wanted to high spot your cock. That's fine, dude. I
It
get
comes
it.
down
I
to hot
get
spotting
it.
the pussy with you, man. What kind of show is this?
Come on. It's the hot tag, man. You know, I want to tag her in.
I want a professional show, damn it.
This show is anything but
We
professional.
appreciate the hot tag.
Thank you, JR. Appreciate you, sir. All right, well, that's Raw and SmackDown. So I don't know. You want to take a little break, or you want to keep going? What do you want to do?
Well, since we got Doug in the chat room, Doug, why don't you go ahead and call in while Anthony's on the line? Because I know Anthony is good with the WCW talk.
Yeah, let's knock that out right now, Doug, so we don't run out of time
Doug,
tonight.
call in
bro.
469-206-4466. Once again, 469-206-4466. Doug's going to call in. We're going to talk some WCW. And then after that, we'll take a quick break. We'll take some calls. We'll talk some news. Maybe some CWC, whatever the fuck else comes along.
Yeah, I've got a little bit of news. Not a lot, not a little. I got more than I thought, but I got rid of a bunch of stuff.
To answer Chad's question here in the chat, what show was better this week? I would say SmackDown.
I agree. I think SmackDown was better.
Wow.
Raw was not bad. It was better than we've gotten in the past, long time, but I thought SmackDown was a better show this week.
Well, with that said, we got Doug on the line. What's going on?
Yeah.
Hey guys,
What's going on, Doug?
What's going on?
nothing much.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I forgot to get your music ready.
That's all right.
Well, I could get it. I mean, come on. It's not like, hard to do. Just be a little late.
This is how professional this show is. Hold on a second, folks, while we pull up the audio bit.
This really is WCW.
This is WCW. You can tell this is a WCW segment of the show.
All right, there we go. WCW time.
It would be
Okay, that's
WCW
enough.
without a botch.
Oh,
Oh my God! Now, have any of you guys seen this episode that I'm going to review tonight?
pretty sure we've
It's
all
possible.
seen it. Not recently, but we've probably all seen it.
All
Yeah,
right.
I probably did.
It's the October 2nd, 2000 episode of Nitro. I decided to do this one because instead of the one that I had been saying for the last couple of weeks that I was going to do, because
Dude, I've
this
definitely
one,
seen that.
this one was just really, really, really bad. Anthony, you were telling me earlier that you were watching it today, right?
Yeah, I knew you were going to talk about it, so I just wanted to refresh myself on it. Like, I remember parts of it, but I watched the whole thing, so I definitely know what you're going to say before you say it, but this show was horrible.
I'm
Yeah.
looking at the results. I'm looking at the results for that show right now, and I might have to walk away for some of this.
So, Anthony, I thank you. Anthony, I thank you that I'm not the only one that had to suffer through that alone. Just because, oh my God.
So was that bad?
Yes. And if your buddy Tommy calls in and starts talking about how great WCW in 2000 was, this is proof that it wasn't.
Ooh, I can tell you the second match and prove to you how bad it was. But anyway, go ahead, man.
No,
I'm not
the
going to...
The first match does. Now, I'm only going to talk about like a few of the points here because not everything needs to be talked about or brought up and talked about because some of the stuff was just But there were a few things on here that I can't help but bring up. And the first was the ladder match for the Duck.
That's good shit, man. That's good shit.
Yeah, Tommy
I ain't
loves
fucking
that shit,
guy.
dude. Tommy's all
I ain't
about
fucking
it.
guy.
Tommy was all about that duck, dude. That's good stuff right there. That's what he said.
Do you and I really have to get going now? Because, that was just, oh my God. And well, first of all, I mean, you would expect that, with Disco Inferno involved and something like this, that something's going to be stupid. But I mean, and I felt so bad for Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, he was killing himself in this match with that fucking ladder for a fucking duck.
Yeah, and it's like fucking, and don't get me wrong, like, I was, you know, when I was younger, I was a fan of Alex Wright's too. You know, I thought he was, you know, decent in the ring or whatever. But in here, it's just like, I really just don't think he gave a damn. Like, he'd get knocked down and he'd be back up like 2 seconds later. It's like, and then Ray and Conan, you know, they win the match, they grab the duck, and as soon as they grab the duck, you know, Conan comes in with a chair, beats him up, and then takes the damn thing back anyway. It's like, what the fuck was the point of this?
Yeah. About the only good thing I'll say about this match is at the beginning, Conan did his, you know, Ola Le, he did this promo, and he took the duck, and he said, Disco, you know, when you first got this duck, it had a hole on it the size of a dime. Then it has, you know, it's like the size of a 50-cent piece or something like that. He said, you call him a pervert or a freak or something, implying that he basically fucks the duck. That was the only good thing about the whole thing.
Boy, Conan loved the dick jokes, didn't he? That's all he did, dude. His whole fucking speech, the peel the potato and all that was all fucking dick jokes.
Dude, he loves it. He loves talking about different kind of blowjobs that are offered by MLW podcast by Juventud Guerrera.
Yeah.
You can get different flavored blowjobs. You can get like mint ones, where he'll basically
talking about
my
tossing salads and
I think my favorite
fucking
Conan
peeling
insult
potatoes.
was, "You look like you ain't had pussy since pussy had you." He said this
I
on
do
the
remember that.
WCW house show.
That is a quote.
Yeah.
Shit, I might get that tattooed on me.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That was the last one of my favorite Conan quotes of all time.
Motherfucker.
All right, sorry, Doug. Go ahead.
Sorry, Doug.
Please.
Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about here is the hardcore title match between Sergeant AWOL and Reno. And it's not really like, you know, the match was great or anything. I just have to bring it up. AWOL wins the match after Big Vito comes in and hits Reno over the head with a Kindle stick or stickball bat or whatever the fuck he used. And Reno wins the hardcore title. Mike Sanders, who was playing the part of the WCW commissioner at the time, you know, above average Mike Sanders, or I like to call him, you know, mediocre at best Mike Sanders, fucking comes out, says, your winner by disqualification and new hardcore champion is Reno. And I remember watching it when I was a kid, and I'm like, wait a minute, hardcore, isn't that, you know, no rules and you can't get disqualified? I mean, even back then I knew that was fucked up.
So bad. They made a lot of mistakes like that in the 2000 year.
Yeah, but it was a great year. Great year.
Yeah, great year. If you were doing enough fucking drugs, this probably was a good year for WCW. I was drinking a lot, so this wasn't a horrible year for them, but it wasn't a good year.
How can you explain Tommy's fascination with WCW in 2000? You know, he was drinking milk. There's no way that dude was drinking anything else.
I think he's just young and
stupid.
And Vince Russo is Italian, and if you make fun of Vince Russo, you're making fun of all Italians. And Vince Russo did it, so I must defend. That's how Tommy thinks, I think.
And I did point this out to Doug earlier. This was, I believe it was October. And not too long after this show, I think this might have been Russo's actually his final on-air appearance before he just before he was done with booking WCW for good. Then they went to a committee. I honestly think that he just used this show as just like a fuck you to everybody because nothing on it made sense. So I just say he just was like, fuck it. I'm going to just put on the worst show I possibly can, which is not that much of a stretch to begin with, even when he was trying, and just say, fuck it. That's what this show represented to me overall.
Yeah, but this was also
the time. I wholeheartedly agree with that, Anthony, to be honest with you, because after you said that, you're like, after you basically said that, I'm like, oh yeah, this is his last appearance on camera, and then I'm like, you know what? It makes sense. He's just like, you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah, this was also a time where even Eric Bischoff has come out and said that they would get to the arena. No one knew what was going on. It's 8 minutes until fucking we go live. No one knew the matches yet.
Yeah.
Not even the fucking guys booking the matches.
Yeah.
Right.
So a lot of this shit was put together right there on television as we saw it.
Even during that hot period, it was like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we didn't know how, no pun intended, we didn't know how raw it was being at that point. But half the time those matches being booked on TV were really being booked.
It was great because we saw those great 15, 20-minute cruiserweight matches to kick off Nitro. Part of the reason why they got that time was because they needed time to put the show together, segment by segment.
Well, I'm actually looking at this show. The longest match is 13 minutes. That's the main event. The others are 4 minutes, 1:36, 42 seconds. Another match, Goldberg, of course.
Dude, this is exactly why Tommy likes it. There's no wrestling. It's like 5 seconds.
No wrestling. It's blah, 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 blah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 total matches on the show, which was pretty good for WCW.
Right. Well, and don't forget too, when they had the 3-hour time slot, they were pulling out like 13 or 14 matches. Some of them were only a minute long, but they still did it.
Yeah, they were. They were.
Now, kind of getting back to what we're talking about here. Yeah, all right. Reno wins the hardcore title by reverse decision. Even 14 years old, I still didn't get it. I remember watching the show with my grandfather. My grandfather was like, "Don't try to figure it out. You know what? Fuck it. Just stop. Let's see if Raw's on." That's exactly what he fucking told me. He's like, let's just flip the channel to Raw. And, all right, so the next thing I want to talk about is how bad I felt for Mike Awesome around this time.
Yeah. I remember this.
Okay.
I actually remember this show. The more you're talking about it, the more I look at this. I remember this show.
Okay. And I feel bad. I feel bad for him for 2 reasons. One is that he was stuck in that 70s guy gimmick. I mean, he tried to make it work, and back when I was 14 years old, I actually enjoyed it because I was a fan of Mike Awesome's. Second reason why I feel bad for him is because he had to lose to Shane Douglas.
Damn.
Oh, no, come on, man. Shane Douglas was good.
At this time, this run in WCW was bad. The one where he was with Tor, I didn't like this run at all. And I you know what? I agree with Doug. Mike Awesome was so much better than that gimmick.
Yeah.
No, I absolutely agree with you. I think Mike Awesome, honestly, I think if they gave him the opportunity, he could have been champion in WWE. Like, the guy had everything,
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't the greatest as a promo guy, but as far as looks, once he lost the fucking mullet, guy was gold.
If they would have,
believe it or not, his WCW run started off with Promise. He was the career killer, if people remember that.
Yeah, he fucking beat up Nash, dude. That's how he debuted.
Right. If they would have continued to book him, if WCW would have continued to book him, and then WWE would have booked him, the way that ECW had booked him, then Mike Awesome, he would have been a world champion at some point.
Yeah.
Because in ECW, I remember watching one of the ECW episodes on the network a few months ago, and it was him against Rhino. He's the only guy in ECW that was able to beat the shit out of Rhino.
Right.
Because Rhino was booked real strong. Well, wasn't booked strong against Mike Awesome. And he beat the hell out of him. I mean, personally, I enjoyed it because I liked watching, I liked Mike Awesome's ECW run. His WCW run, it was just like, like I said, when I was a kid, I was a fan of his. Now I just look back on it and I'm like...
So it was a waste. And a quick little trivia note, when he went back to ECW to drop the title real quick and he did it to Taz, he actually wanted to do it to, he actually wanted to do it for Rhino.
And you know what else? He actually had to be brought in by security and had to be escorted out of the fucking building because he almost started a riot.
Yeah.
Right, and that was. Do you guys remember? Was that in Indianapolis? I think.
Yeah, I think it was in Minnesota.
Indianapolis, it was. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, like, and to get back to what I was saying about Shane Douglas, I was never ever a fan of his. Remember Shaheen and Nancy? Remember that convention I went to a couple months ago?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Okay. I walked past the table that Shane Douglas was sitting at, and I could not help myself. I looked at him and said, "You suck!" And then, of course, I ran away. Then, of course, I ran as fast as I could, making sure that he wouldn't be able to catch me.
Wait, you're actually serious?
Yes.
Wait a minute.
This is amazing. More of this and less WCW, please. More of this. You should. Yo, are you going to the next one?
No. I thought about it. But you know what? To me, it's a lot of money.
Well, you don't have to meet everybody, dude. You chose to do that.
Yeah. Well,
dude, I go in there and I spend fucking $20, man. I don't fuck
I mean, to be honest with you, like, I believe that this is something that should only happen like once a year. Not bring it back like 5 months after it happens.
Dude, not to sound like a dick, but a lot of the ones that he's bringing in, they're almost dead. Kind of gotta. Yeah. Oh. He's kind of gotta rush this.
I guess since we're on that note, real quick, I'm sorry to cut you guys off, but he's actually bringing in a celebrity outside of wrestling for this one.
Oh shit!
Yeah, the Candyman.
Tony Todd.
Nice.
The original Candyman.
I love that guy though. He's nice. Oh, don't forget, he's bringing in Sonny also. That's always a good one.
Oh shit!
No, but seriously, I want to meet. I want to meet Abdullah Butcher. That's the only reason I'm going.
Well, he's gonna be in Allentown the next day at Pro Wrestling World.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll just go there and I just won't go to the convention.
Yeah, because that's actually, I think that's what I'm planning on doing, because I want to meet Abdullah, and I actually want to meet, thinking about it, Abdullah and Bobby Fulton are the Fantastics. They're going to be there. I'm hoping they add more names.
See, like, I don't care about any of that, dude. I can walk by fucking Bobby Fulton and not even notice who the fuck he is.
I want to meet Demolition personally.
But, like, what are you going to say to these guys? I'm always curious. Like, all right, pretend I'm one of those guys. How does this conversation go? I have nothing to say to them. Like, it's pretty cool, dude.
Thank you for the memories. Growing up, I was a fan of.
You're gonna pay fucking $30 to say thank you for your memories? I just say that and leave. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate what you did on Coliseum Video. I loved it when I was fucking 10.
Okay, so
go ahead and reach in my pocket and grab $500 so you can take a fucking photo with me.
It's all certain guys. It's like when I met Terry Funk. That was like a bucket list. I got to meet Terry Funk.
Yeah, but that's because you have like something to talk about, though. I'm like, you're a big ECW fan. Like, there's something like I would pay for Terry Funk. You've seen my autographs. Obviously, I've paid for a lot, but those are the ones that I actually want to talk to. That's why I'm asking. Like, if you meet Bobby Fulton, like, what are you going to talk about? There's like, I don't know.
I don't have shit to say to Bobby Fulton. I wouldn't know what to say to Bobby Fulton.
Just like, I don't know. It's like meeting like Doug Gilbert. Like, what the fuck are you going to say to Doug Gilbert?
I was a big fan of your brother.
Yeah, because I was a big fan of your brother, man. I've seen your feuds with Jerry Lawler where you got jobbed out. It's pretty cool, I guess.
I do gotta see your point with that, Shane. I guess it's like if you meet Lanny Poffo, like he probably gets a lot of people that walk up to him and only want to talk to him and just talk about my thing.
Yeah. Is it true that you suck your own dick? Yeah, dude, I've done it.
That's the question you ask Lanny Poffo. That's the one you want to ask Lanny Poffo. That's it.
Toss an extra 20
dick next.
I'll do it in front of you.
What?
Probably do it.
that's still a dick in your
Or-
mouth.
or like,
Anyway,
dude,
it's
Doug,
still
if you don't mind, let me throw out a couple of names out here that I've seen guys at conventions, right? I never went to the RF bullshit ones. I've been to the Legends of the Ring. They always bring in guys. Let me just mention a couple names and tell me how anyone could possibly like pay to have a conversation with these guys. Coco Beware. What the fuck are you gonna say to Coco Beware?
Well, it depends on how old you were. Or it depends on how old you were when.
We're
he was
all
doing his
around the same
WWE
age.
run.
We're all around the same. I mean, Boxman's a little older than the three of us, but we're all around the same age.
All right.
I'll
But
be
it depends.
I'll be a little older soon too.
Yeah, there you go. Couple minutes.
Shh.
Okay.
Do we have to sing "Happy Birthday" to him at midnight?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Or he can find like an audio bit.
Yeah, I'll find something. Let's see. Dirty happy birthday songs.
Boxman. Boxman, what would you say to Coco Beware if you met him right now?
I was a huge fan when I was a kid.
Well, were you a huge fan though? Like,
I was.
legit, you were a huge fan.
Like legit, you gotta remember, I was really young when he was coming out, and yeah, I remember dancing around my house like the bird.
Okay.
Let me ask you, Box. Was it the Pile Driver song that put it over the top for you?
No, but I did own that album when I was a kid.
I ain't gonna lie, that song is catchy as hell.
Matter of fact, I have that album now.
The record, the original record.
Not the original, but you know, I saw it the other. There's a little vintage toy store down the street from me. They had all kinds of old wrestling stuff. I actually got the. I showed you guys the Ultimate Warrior little figurine. I got a little action figure.
Figurine, come on, man. Make it sound manly.
I was buying figurines for my fiance's brother's girl the other day. Anyway, that's why I used to saying figurine for the last 2 days. But yeah, I got that. But they had all these old albums, like the old WWF album, the Pile Driver album. I saw they were expensive as shit, though, man. And he got rid of that. He had an original ECW belt there. It's gone.
Damn.
Boxman, is there any wrestler you would pay to take a photo with or have a conversation with?
A lot of them.
Just name like 5. Just out of curiosity.
Name 5?
Yeah, like just name 5, or however many come to mind.
All right, they have to be alive, I assume.
Well,
that would help.
unless you're like into necrophilia or some shit, yeah. Probably.
Well, I mean, you know, we could hold a seance. It's fine. We could do that shit.
All right,
That's cool.
let's stick to the living.
Okay. So we're dealing in
Yeah,
reality.
we're not dealing with Benoit over here, man. Let's.
No, I wouldn't pay to see him.
Good.
I'd punch him in the fucking mouth. Nice. Who would I pay to see? I'd pay to see Jake. Jake the Snake Roberts. I'd pay to see him.
I'd pay for him.
I would pay to see Sting, but not the prices that he's asking.
30 extra bucks for the paint.
Yeah. I if it was reasonable, I would pay for a guy like Sting. Ricky Steamboat, I would pay for. Rock and Roll Express, I know you say what the fuck, but I would still pay to see those
say what
guys.
The fuck. I would understand that.
All right.
Would you cuff their balls though?
No.
Just making sure.
No. Well,
you have to think about it.
No.
So you'd cuff one of their balls.
Well, I mean, you know, Ricky's had so many cupping of the balls. Would it even matter if I did it anymore? It wouldn't even be anything to him. So.
Fifth one. Nice. Okay, so we've got Nicole Bass and we've got Rock and Roll Express.
I never said Nicole Bass.
Okay, well you have said Rock and Roll Express now, so that's good.
I did say Rock and Roll Express. Like I said, Ricky Steamboat. Pretty much a lot of the guys from my nostalgia childhood days, I would pay money to. I mean, unfortunately, a lot of them are gone, but a lot of those guys are the guys that I would pay money to see. A lot of these new guys today, I don't know if I would.
Yeah. Doug, name a couple that you would pay to see.
Okay. First of all, I would have to agree with Boxman about Jake the Snake Roberts, and he's actually going to be at Pro Wrestling World on November 20th, I think. And I already told my aunt and sister, I'm like, we're going.
By the way, quick
nice.
plug for Pro Wrestling World. Check them out if you're in the PA area. I've actually been there a couple times, and Bud Carson is a good dude. Legit, he's a good dude. Go support those guys. If you're into like figures and autographs and magazines and posters and all kinds of wrestling shit, he's got a little museum there. It's on the top floor. The only place that I've seen have an authentic Eddie Gilbert autograph. He's got like Iron Sheik's costume, all kinds of shit. It's pretty cool stuff.
Cool. Check them out.
Yeah, it's an awesome place to go. I've been there a couple of times. It's just fucking awesome. All right, so I said Jacob St. Roberts. I think this is a part where Boxman and I are going to start arguing again because I'll say Bret Hart.
That's fine. I won't argue. He said, "Who would you pay to see?" Not who I would rather wipe my ass with money than pay to see. That wasn't the question.
Coincidentally, Bret is also going to be at that convention in September.
Yeah, which it
passed by his booth.
Yeah, it's funny that you bring that up, Anthony, because when I had told my family that I didn't want to go to this thing, my mom's like, "But Bret Hart's going to be there." I'm like, "You got the $200 or whatever it is to meet him? You go ahead and go."
Dude, it's like $30 for Bret Hart. It's not $200.
It's actually like $100 or something.
No, dude, believe me, you can go to fucking Pro Wrestling Syndicate and he'll sign your shit for $15. Stop.
Yeah, well,
don't listen
more,
to
I'll put on the
Feinstein, man.
glasses.
He fucking tripled the price. Stop it. Bret Hart is not charging anywhere $130 other than fucking, Feinstein shit.
right. That's kind of why I'm hoping that. That's why I'm kind of hoping that Bret goes to Pro Wrestling World because I know he won't charge that much there. But
Well, if not that, I guarantee you, like WrestlePro or Pro Wrestling Syndicate, those companies always bring in guys like Bret Hart and Terry Funk and all those kind of like legends. And, these companies, they usually work with each other. Like, for example, the indie show that I went to last weekend, B-Boy was there. And me and Tony and I were at the show, and I was like, dude, like, B-Boy lives in California. How the fuck did this little-ass indie show with 150 people afford to bring this guy out? And then we found out, there's a bunch of conventions around the area, and Beyond Wrestling actually flew him out. So, they kind of work with each other, and they just take advantage of a guy being in town. So don't be surprised if Pro Wrestling Syndicate or, WrestlePro has a show the same weekend, and they bring in Bret for, like a fucking fifth of the price.
All right, so Jake Roberts, Bret Hart, another guy I would just love to meet, although I doubt he would do any kind of convention or whatever, or Pro Wrestling World or whatever, would be Jim Cornette. I mean, for some reason, I would just love to have like just a couple of minutes to just talk to the guy.
He was actually at Legends of the Ring earlier this year.
That's right. I remember because I listened to his podcast. I remember talking about a bit of the time he had.
Yep. You should check one of those out, man. You'll definitely like that, and it's a lot more affordable. I'm not even into like the, buying the shit, but I usually go there for the DVDs. I just like to collect, like fan cam footage and just rare shit that, it's like homemade footage of a guy like, at a house show or something that you'll never find. I like little shit like that, but I don't usually go to, stand next to a wrestler unless it's like Rob Van Dam or back when Sabu, when I first met him, guys like that. But for the most part, I don't care about it.
All right, and then next on my list would actually be Vader.
No, see that I would pay for Vader.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I would pay for Vader.
Yeah, I agree with that one. Yeah.
What about Foley? I've met Foley. I paid for Foley. Would you pay for Foley?
That was actually you're topping up my list.
Okay. Spoiler.
But yeah, that would be that would be my fifth one. Would be Foley, just because I think he just seems like such a nice guy that would actually carry on, a 5-10 minute conversation with you.
I basically have like 3 people that I can only think of. There's not many, and because I've like met most of the people that I wanted, or they're dead. Like Warrior was one of the ones that I definitely wanted to meet. And I was in the same building as the guy. He was at Legends of the Ring. I just wasn't willing to pay the $100, and it was only 100. I should have just gotten it, but
that's worth it.
Yeah, I think it was an autograph and a picture actually, so it was definitely worth it. The only 3 guys I can really think of is Terry Funk, I definitely would want to pay for that. Abdul the Butcher, and the last one is a weird one, but Atsushi Onita. I would love to meet Onita one day. I was like a huge Onita fan. You guys probably don't even know who Onita is, but he was a FMW guy. I would fucking love to see Onita.
Yeah, I've heard of him. Back when XPW was around, he was doing.
Yeah, it was supposed to. Yeah, it never worked out.
Yeah, I remember somebody let me borrow their first complete season of XPW DVD set. I sat through it. I don't know why.
Oh, dude, I enjoyed XPW.
Well, some of it I liked. And then when they had the period where they couldn't book any wrestling shows and they just had to stick to the soap opera stuff.
Yeah.
And you had that. What the hell was that? That big bald guy's name, the deathmatch guy.
Oh, Pogo the Clown.
Supreme.
No.
Oh, Supreme. Yeah, Supreme.
Yeah, him. When he was banging Christy Mist, I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
That lucky bastard.
Well, I wouldn't call him lucky. I mean, she did have like 306 dicks on the same video on her.
Oh, at the time, it's like I thought it was lucky just because she was fucking hot.
Yeah, she was hot though. But dude, I was actually a big fan of Supreme. That's a guy that I would have loved to see do like a CZW run, but unfortunately he's a California guy, so it's kind of hard to get him around. But he should have been in one of those deathmatch tournaments without a doubt. Like Supreme is, say what you will about XPW, but Supreme was one of the guys that came out of there that I think actually made a career out of wrestling for himself. Most of those guys just kind of faded out. Speaking of XPW, Anthony, Homeless Jimmy is coming to the Northeast.
Yeah, I heard. He's going to be in that GCW tournament, right?
Yeah, Bloodlust. That'll be nice. Homeless Jimmy coming from California. That'll be nice. Dude, I'm excited. I like Jimmy. He'll be on the show soon.
But I'm just like listening. Like if somebody's listening to this show, they never heard of Homeless Jimmy. They're like,
oh, do your research. Homeless Jimmy was fucking fantastic. He'll be on the show in the next couple of weeks.
Nice.
He will?
Yeah.
I love when you let me know on this. When the listeners find out I do too. That's great. That's good shit, man.
Well, I figured you probably don't even know who he is.
No. I've heard you mention him more than once.
What's the
I heard
point?
you. I don't know. Still,
I was just going to record the interview and just play it as a bonus or upload it as a bonus.
Yeah. I believe you mentioned him to DJ last time he was on the show, too.
Did I? I don't know.
I think you might have. I'm not sure, but I think you did.
I may have.
You might have.
May have.
Yeah.
Anthony,
name a couple people you would like to meet.
Oh, real easy for me. I met Funk, so I can cross him off my list. For nostalgia purposes, I'm going to say Flair. Let me see. Flair, Foley. Who else? Vader. Put Vader on my list. Let me see.
Hogan.
Yeah, I mean he was on my list for the longest time, but because of recent events, it's hard. It's hard for me to. Because like I said, up until I would say about the past couple years, he was on my list, man, because he was the first guy that I saw that got me into wrestling.
Well,
So
dude,
I'm kind of conflicted on that.
You should get him back, man. You should get him back. You should bang his daughter.
So I'm actually kind of conflicted on Hogan. I mean, on the one hand, it would be cool to meet the guy that got me in, that made me a fan of wrestling. But on the other hand, it's just like,
All right, who else?
let me see, who else can I name? Brett. Sorry, Box.
Okay, you know what? I named 3 people. I'm gonna add Brett and Great Muta to my list.
Ooh, Great Mood is a good one.
Oh, that is nice. Yeah.
I would jump him. I'd put him on my list too. Yeah.
That Tony Rufo actually met him at PWS. Another reason PWS, for autographs and shit is good, but just leave when the autograph session is done. You don't want to watch the show. It's terrible. Believe me, I've walked out. I don't give a fuck. I'll say it.
You walked?
Dude, I've walked out to 3 fucking shows I went to. I walked out of 2 of them.
Oh yeah, I walked out of one with you.
Quick plug for PWS.
Yeah, when driving home is more attractive than the show, yeah,
Well, it wasn't.
that's saying something, man.
It was a White Castle.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, that White Castle was good.
Yeah.
I'll put it to you like this, like Box, to put this in perspective. You know an indie show is the drizzling shits when Feinstein packs his shit up halfway.
Yes.
Like literally,
yeah.
he'll pack like Feinstein's MO is he'll stay until the last fucking fan leaves. He'll keep his shit out to the last fucking minute. When he's packing up his shit halfway through intermission, you're like, yeah, this show sucks. It's time to leave.
Yeah, he's probably a good gauge. That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, he's probably a good gauge of probably time to get the fuck out of here.
He doesn't even show up at CZW anymore.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think that may have something to do with Zandig, though. Him and Zandig are not friends.
Yeah, I remember. I remember.
Let me not get into that. But
I stopped.
Yeah.
I did.
Billionaire Ted in the chat room is saying Tenru. He'd like to meet Tenru. Tenru would actually be a guy I'd like to meet as well. Probably doesn't speak much English, but legend.
Yeah, he'll pretend to understand you, sign your picture, and send you on your way.
There you go. He's kind of like the Japanese Ric Flair, you know?
Yeah, I don't know if I would even put Ric Flair on one of my lists to see, and Hogan either. I don't know.
You'd be too drunk, dude. Like those guys, I'm sure it's a disappointment. I've never paid more than $30 to meet a wrestler, and that was Foley, I think, and Rob Van Dam. But like, I can only imagine like paying like $100 and I've seen these lines, dude. Like they don't give a shit about you. You know what I mean? Like you're just gonna walk up there like, hey brother, thanks for coming out. That'll be $150. Thanks.
Yeah.
I can't believe no one yet has said they would pay to see Virgil. I'm very disappointed.
Oh, I've met Virgil.
I'm sure you
He suckered me into it, man. He basically forced me. I know dude, this happened like years ago. Like I'm talking about probably like 5-6 years ago, before the whole phenomenon, you know? And I've witnessed it personally. He does it. He pimps himself. It's crazy. Gives you a sob story, you feel sympathetic, and then you're like, it's $10, you know, whatever, dude. Come on.
Let's check Virgil's GoFundMe account. Why don't we?
All right.
Oh my God, he's over $1,000.
Oh, he's a thousandaire now.
$1,185. 46 people have given this man money. No one has commented in a year. The last comment is funny, but yeah, poor Virgil. He's getting $1 closer a month to that $1 million goal.
Well, he'll probably be dead before he reaches that $1 million.
Yeah, I could agree. So no, there you go. We haven't checked that in a while. Good to check.
What about
All
Lex Luger?
Anyway.
Anybody would pay to see Lex Luger? I think Doug has, right?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. And actually, I'm kind of glad you brought that up because I got a text from a friend of mine back home in Buffalo today. He goes, dude, Lex Luger was in Walmart today. I'm like, yeah, I've met him. And
yeah.
Yeah.
And because he's like, because you know he was like a little starstruck because you know he doesn't get the chance to meet wrestlers that much. And I told him, I'm like, really, it's not that big a deal because he lives in the Buffalo area, or he grew up there anyway. And he's like, well, he's back living in Buffalo now. I'm like, well, good for him. It probably has to do with his family or all that. And it's like I wanted to be excited for him, and I kind of was, but in text message it kind of sounded like I was being a dick. And I asked him, I go, were you a little starstruck? He goes, yeah. I'm like, well, he goes, a little bit. And I text him back. I'm like, yeah, well, try being in a room with a whole bunch of wrestlers. Then you'll really be starstruck. And that was the last I heard from him.
Well, Doug, I don't mean to pull a star card here, but I'm from Philly. Being from Philly, you're from Philly too, and Shaheen is too. But guess what? We have a celebrity in our ranks too, the Blue Meanie. lives in South Philly. So there's a good
Oh.
chance, folks, that if you're ever in the South Philly area, you will run into Blue Meanie.
There's a lot of wrestlers from Philly though. Well, indie wrestlers anyway.
Yeah. I'm being, Meanie's a good guy, so I'm not, trying to throw shots at him, but it's
Meanie is still a mark though. I saw him fucking buying videos from Rob Feinstein the other time I saw him.
that is kind of fucked up. Though.
He actually bought it from him. I was like, wow, dude, you're really charging this guy?
For like 20 years, he still charged.
It costs you like literally $1 for each one of those fucking. Not
that's
even
kinda
$1, man. You burn the fucking copies on an empty.
Yeah,
thing.
go burn another one in your fucking car. Jesus Christ.
He was like, I'll give you 50% off. Just give me 10 for it. This dude.
Poor me.
Holy shit. You got to keep that pool clean, man. He loves his pool. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, fuck. Go take more selfies. God damn it.
I hate a selfie.
You duck lipping faggot. Anyway, go
Jesus.
ahead. I'm sorry. What did I say? I'm sorry.
Rewind.
Doug, you got anything else to say about that Nitro?
Do not let me drink
yeah.
this shit again. This shit is
Yeah,
crazy.
please, Doug. WCW.
Okay, back to the Nitro. I gotta go back to my notes here. Goldberg had to restart his undefeated streak per order of Vince Russo. And what I found funny about this is Goldberg's streak. I don't know if you guys remember or not, like the original streak. It ended at 173, right? Anthony?
Yeah, I believe so. Like 172, 173.
Yeah,
Okay.
173. Yeah.
Okay, so
I knew that was coming.
Russo said he had to recreate the streak of 176. Now, back then I really didn't understand it or whatever because I didn't keep track. I mean, I'm from Buffalo. We can't count that high. So I didn't know the exact number, but like now, being older and knowing the actual number of the streak, I watch that and I'm like, he really did not pay attention, did he? I mean, I know what we're talking about, but Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he did, that continuity thing wasn't good in the 2000s. I'm telling you, dude, it was the most people have said the 2000s of WCW was the most disorganized place you've ever been.
Yeah, I mean, and look, it's one thing to be a fan like we are and to be able to research this stuff, but if you work within the company and you had somebody and you had people that you pay big money to kind of like keep track of storylines and continuity and shit like that, you would think that somebody would say Vince is whatever the number is, 174, 178, whatever. You would think he would have somebody in his ear saying, "No, Vince, this is the right number."
Maybe he was saying 174, but with his accent, he was saying 174, and they had no clue what he was talking about.
And,
you think that could be it?
174.
What the fuck is he saying?
You forgot the best part of the whole segment. Vince Russo came out in the Pope Mobile.
I was getting.
I remember that.
I mean, I gotta admit, I did laugh, and I do have to give credit. A lot of Jeremy Borash of TNA. He was in WCW like towards the end. I think he worked for their internet group first, and then he got an air role. He basically played Vince Russo's stooge. He played a stooge for Vince Russo, which was hilarious.
I remember. I believe this is when I flipped the channel and I came back and Russo was coming down in that, and I was like, "Oh my God, what the fuck is going on?"
It was just funny,
I had to watch from there. I had to. I mean, he's got to get out of that thing eventually.
Yeah. But that's about the best part about the whole segment, him in a Pope Mobile.
What would have been better is if he would have got his hands on Borash.
Yeah.
But that's But yeah, and then he had to wrestle Ming, and then he had to wrestle the Harris Boys later on in the show. And I just find I found it funny, like during the streak, like when he had to recreate the streak, and he would pin somebody, and then he would spear somebody else that wasn't even in the match. The referee would count that. That would count for the streak.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I hope they got. And it was funny because my grandfather and I would talk about it, back then. And my grandfather actually just kind of predicted out of nowhere. He's like, well, in about 6 months, WCW's going to be out of business anyway, so they got to hurry up the storyline. And 6 months later, WCW goes out of business, and the night they go out of business, I look at my grandfather and I'm like, do you work for somebody that knows this, or how the hell did you know that? He goes, I have eyes I can see.
Well, Doug, let me ask you, because obviously, I guess it's like, you got to give WCW credit for continuity. But what did you think about how, I guess when Russo disappeared from TV, and I guess Flair basically took over the Russo spot, and they kind of kept the Goldberg storyline going? You think they should have kind of
I hated that.
cut bait? You think they should have cut it bait with it?
I fucking hated that. Again, going back to when I was younger, okay, and I remember that, and I remember when Goldberg got beat, because my grandfather actually watched the pay-per-view, okay, and I didn't watch it. I think I was grounded for something. I don't remember. It was 15 years ago. I don't remember what I was grounded for. Anyway, but I do remember my grandfather calling me and said, Goldberg's done. But what the fuck do you mean he's done? Well, he lost. And I'm like, well, Flair's in charge now. Russo's no longer there. He can just reverse the decision, can't he? And my grandfather goes, do you really think that that's what they're going to do? He goes, that would be smart. Think of what we're dealing with here. Yeah. And it turned out that Flair had turned heel or whatever. But no, I thought that whole damn thing was just stupid. Keeping that storyline going, even though Russo was long gone from the company.
Yeah. I just remember. I don't remember too much of WCW 2000 because I've always been like a WWF guy, but I did kind of keep tabs on what they were doing, and I just never understood when they brought Flair back as the babyface GM or whatever they was calling him at the time. I'm just like, if he's the babyface, couldn't he just kind of reverse the decision and say, Goldberg, I'm just going to give you a title shot. You don't have to go through this bullshit of having to recreate the streak. It didn't make sense to me, but.
Well, because reversing the decision, Anthony, would make sense. Why do that, especially when you're going to be out of business in 4 months?
Yeah. True.
I mean, and again, even back then, I didn't understand it. Well, because, I really didn't understand much. And, for a while, this is around the time where I started watching it more and more because we had moved, my mom and brother and sister had moved away from my dad. My dad always wouldn't let me watch it all the time, so I was only able to watch it sporadically, basically when I went over to my grandfather's house. So I didn't get to watch it that much, but when we moved near my grandfather, I was allowed to watch it more, except for when my grandmother yelled at us and told us to turn the damn thing off. You don't argue with grandma. But no, back then, I started getting more, started watching it more and getting more in, getting more in tune with the storylines, and I was just like, I remember actually telling my dad, I'm like, I am so sorry for giving you so much attitude for not letting me watch wrestling, because I'm allowed to watch it now, and some of it's horrible. But yeah, so I thought that the whole, having when Flair took over, the whole Goldberg thing still, the whole Goldberg storyline still going on. I just thought it was dumb.
Yeah, I don't know. The last couple things that I took away from this Nitro, or that last three things. The best part about the whole show for me that made it worth watching was Pamela Paulshock. Folks, if you don't know this woman, just Google her. She basically was like a big titty broad that they brought in towards the end to replace Okerlund with the backstage interviews. She wasn't anything special in terms of her skill set, but she was hot. So that was about the highlight of the show for me.
She's definitely something to Google at. But yeah, and then there's like two more things I want to bring up about this Nitro. And one, you guys remember the whole David Flair, Stacy Keibler baby storyline?
Oh, that was horse shit.
Okay, Anthony, you watched the episode, so you know who they brought in as the potential father in this episode. David Flair had him, handcuffed and brought him to the ring and was humiliating him. As soon as he took the handcuffs off, Buff Bagwell was revealed, and he just kind of no-sold everything, beats the hell out of David Flair, and then leaves.
Yeah, and it just kind of begged the question. Look, Bagwell doesn't strike me as like a tough guy, but I could picture him being able to beat the fuck out of David Flair of all people. So even in a storyline of David Flair had a weapon, it just was kind of bizarre that Buff Bagwell would be the type of person to just say, yeah, whoop my ass, tie me up. Because he just doesn't seem like the type that would go for a storyline like that.
Nah, dude, he does a fucking Canadian destroyer at age 52, man. He's a badass.
No, but I'm just saying, this angle that Doug's talking about was the opposite. It made him look like a bitch. The Buff David Flair of all people. I'm surprised he actually co-signed for it.
But and the thing is this is the second time that they tried to make, it was the second or third or whatever, that they've tried to make Buff Bagwell look like a homewrecker. Because remember the year before they did the storyline where rumors were spreading of him fucking around with DDP's wife.
Do you think there's any truth to that? I mean, of course not with DDP, but with him being a home record, because a lot of the times the angles are influenced by real life situations, and I'm just.
I know I had heard that Buff wasn't he a male stripper or something before he got into the business?
Well, he's a gigolo now, so.
That might have been after the business. I don't know.
But and he got into the business. His mother knew somebody, or somebody got him in. So it's not that he had a real talent. It's just he was a good-looking kid. So at 20 years old, they brought him in.
Well, if it was WWF, I'd tell you Pat Patterson brought him in, but WCW, I don't know.
Doug, I don't know. I don't know if you'll agree, Doug. I think pre-neck injury, Marcus Alexander Bagwell, like I said, he wasn't lighting the world on fire, but I don't think he was horrible. I think once he broke his neck and he got more into the buff stuff is when he kind of started to suck for me.
I kind of liked him as remember that team, him and Scotty Riggs as the American Males.
American Males.
Believe it or not, I actually thought his tag team with a Scorpio was a little better.
Scorpio hates him though. Yeah, but that was a good tag team.
Yeah, that was a really good team. Him and Scorpio. I remember just watching some of their stuff on the network. Their match at Halloween Havoc with the Nasty Boys.
Yeah.
And other matches that they had. I thought that they were a real good team, but obviously Scorpio blames Bagwell for him getting fired from WCW, right?
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I think he got stooged off for failing a drug test, and they used Scorpio as a scapegoat for it. Yeah.
Scorpio was definitely 90% of that team, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was probably the more talented guy.
Well, I would say definitely.
Yeah. Scorpio, let's be honest. Scorpio, I mean, he doesn't get the credit he deserves. He brought a lot of stuff to the States that you never saw before at the time. You think about it, everybody does a fucking corkscrew 450 and all that, but who the fuck else in 1992, 1993 was doing the 450 but Scorpio?
Yeah, whenever you see Sami Zayn, sorry, I didn't mean Generico. Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins, all those guys, dude, without Too Cold Scorpio and guys like Sabu, there would be no Seth Rollins and fucking, what's Pac? What's his fucking WWE name?
Neville.
Neville. There would be no guys like that,
Yeah.
And Sabu and Too Cold Scorpio, I think, honestly, two of the most underrated guys that don't get, enough credit. That probably should be in the Hall of Fame for just how much they've influenced, people's movesets, their style of wrestling. Sabu really brought the tables to the States. They were doing it in Memphis back in the day, but it wasn't really it wasn't a gimmick that they used every match. And Sabu, by any means, he didn't invent that. You know, they were doing that in Japan, but he brought it to the States, though.
So would it be fair to put Too Cold in like maybe top 5 greatest high flyers? Top 5, top 10?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely top 10. Let's do a quick list. Rey Mysterio would have to be on there. Would everybody agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Eddie Guerrero.
Eddie Guerrero.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to put Hoovy on the list. I think he gets overlooked a lot.
Yeah. You know what, dude? I would actually put Ricochet in there right now. Ricochet is untouchable.
Put half the fucking Lucha Underground roster in there, to be honest.
Yeah, but if we had to go with top 5, Ray, Hoovy, Eddie. Would you guys agree with Ricochet, Prince Puma?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
Sabu?
And I don't know. I mean, like said, I mean, he was influential, no doubt, but he really didn't do a whole lot of high flying stuff.
Well, he was doing the moonsaults off the ropes and all that kind of stuff. For its time, it was pretty crazy.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to downplay what he did, but I'm just talking about looking at like a high flyer. Like he didn't do half the shit Ray was doing, or fucking Hoovy, or Psychosis even.
Psychosis, I actually prefer Psychosis overall. I just didn't mention him because I figured nobody would agree with it. But
Oh no, I was going to put him on the list. Like early Psychosis before he got jobbed out
amazing.
the Ray 87 times was fucking great.
His mask is still the best lucha mask out there until Pentagon Jr. came out, but fucking greatest lucha mask. I love the gimmick when he had the afro hair. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It was in ECW. That's the Psychosis I was digging. Once they took the fucking mask off, I was like, oh, dude, come on. Ruin the whole
So
shit.
would you say like Psychosis like was probably more well-rounded than Ray?
Personally, I would say so, but I know a lot of people probably won't agree with that, and I can see why. I mean,
Because I mean, I've had debates with people where people actually thought Hoovy was better than Ray in terms of being more well-rounded.
I can see that too. You know, Hoovy's just a piece of shit from what I hear. All the stories everybody says, but
Yeah, I mean, I like Ray, but when I look back on a lot of his stuff was like flips and acrobatics. Like he was a better seller and like taking a beating, but when you look at like Psychosis and Hoovy, they actually incorporated more actual moves and wrestling in addition to the flips and shit they did.
no, I don't think he deserves in the top 5. But I would definitely have to put Jack Evans and Teddy Hart up there in the top 10.
Yeah, Teddy Hart, I don't know. He's just addicted.
Dude, he was
I like him.
crazy shit though. I mean, if you're going by movesets and high flyers, like he was doing some crazy shit.
Yeah, that fucker's crazy, dude.
Doesn't get much crazier than Teddy Hart.
No.
Only reason I really can't give him too much credit is because he just is an asshole. He just, would go in there and just go into business for himself.
Dude, I love
he
Teddy.
could have got fucked up.
I love Teddy.
That's what Shaheen likes. He wants to see
I met
shit.
Teddy. When was it? Probably like a year and a half ago. It's fucking hilarious, dude. He's the greatest of all time, dude. He's fucking hilarious. He's everything Brett doesn't have. You know what I mean? And I love Brett, but like the charisma that he's missing, Teddy has it.
He takes after his Uncle Owen.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, fifth one. Doug, can you think of a fifth luchador that we can toss up in here? What about Super Crazy?
You know what?
Oh,
I would definitely put him in.
no. I got one, and he was very short-lived. You guys might not even remember him. He had a cup of coffee in WCW. He was supposed to be the next big thing. Blitzkrieg.
Who?
He wasn't around too long, but God, that guy could.
Who?
I don't know who that is. I mean, honorable mentions for me, like Hayabusa, I think was fucking phenomenal. I just wasn't sure how familiar you guys are with him, but Hayabusa is just, for his time, he was insane. And honestly, I had no idea how much support and influence, Hayabusa had until he unfortunately passed away. Because when you went on Twitter, dude, that shit was fucking trending. And you got to keep in mind, the guy never really wrestled in the States at all. One appearance only. That was, years ago. But after that, dude, you saw every fucking wrestler out there. It was on WWE.com. Every wrestler out there, hey, I used to love the Phoenix. A lot of my movesets are, kind of influenced by Hayabusa, and thank you so much and rest in peace. And it just it was crazy. I had no idea he had that much support.
It kind of makes sense if you look at the current roster. I mean, I could picture guys like Steen and Zayn.
Neville, I remember Neville definitely said it. Steen said it. Yeah, pretty sure Sami Zayn said it.
Yeah, they're old school tape traders. They probably knew.
Exactly.
They probably was hurt.
Exactly, and they're like our age, so like it's like same shit. They grew up on like the ECW, FMW, all that shit. They're definitely into it. Hayabusa, I would say, great Sasuke.
Yeah,
phenomenal. Are you guys familiar with Great Sasuke? He had like a short WWF run.
A little bit.
Yeah, he had a short WWF and ECW run, but his stuff in Japan was amazing.
What about?
I'll go old school for a minute. The original Tiger Mask for his time, late 70s, early 80s, was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
You know, them on video.
Yeah, I would even put see, like, I don't know if I would consider like Jushin Liger like a high flyer.
For his time, he worked.
I was actually just going to mention him.
Yeah, I mean, if we're mentioning if he counts, then we'll definitely have to put him and Ultimate Dragon in there.
What about Hector Garza?
All I remember about Hector Garza is the corkscrew planche he used to do, which was amazing. But in terms of like on his own, he never really stood out to me.
I remember watching episodes of Nitro where, like, there was one episode of Nitro I was watching. He was wrestling William Regal, obviously Steven Regal at the time, and he went to hit that corkscrew plancha, and all he really did was the foot kind of caught Regal in the back of the head. And Regal, like, if a move didn't catch Regal flush, he wouldn't sell it, like, at all, which, why would you? But half the times when Garza would go for that corkscrew plancha, it was usually, he'd only hit it like 60% of the time, and I used to feel so bad for him because the move looked so cool, but it also looks shitty when all you do is land on the floor.
Yeah.
It looked the best when he was hitting like it would be like a fucking spot fest with seven or eight other guys, and he would hit it.
I used to love those 8-man Lucha Libre tags that they would have occasionally on Nitro or at the pay-per-views or whatever.
Yeah. What about RVD? Would you consider him a high flyer?
Well,
yeah, I would.
We definitely have to mention RVD then, top 10.
Mm-hmm.
What about also Dynamite Kid?
Yeah, I guess first. Yeah.
First time,
I don't know. That's a tough one, man. That's
now.
Well, it's tough because he's such a dick too. But I mean, shit. Let's face it.
I guess let's just keep their personal lives out of it in terms of their in-ring repertoires.
Then yeah, you got to throw Dynamite in there. Yeah.
Now, I was a few years ago, WWE had put out like a Greatest High Flyers DVD, and some of the people they had on the list were like suspect to me, but they had Snuka on there. And like, would you consider, like, looking back, would you really consider him a high fly? I mean, he did the Superfly Splash, and he did a couple of
Superfly Splash and a crossbody.
Yeah, that's one move. No.
But I don't consider him a high flyer in the grand scheme of things.
There was no such thing as high flyer. At the time, the only high flyers were probably like Tiger Mask. That's it. Who else was doing moves from the top rope?
By that criteria, fucking Savage should be a high flyer. He had the
exactly, yeah. If Snuka is a high flyer, Savage is a higher flyer. He jumped higher.
I guess that criteria was if you came off the top rope more than Hogan, you were a high flyer.
Exactly.
Well, what about wasn't Steamboat on that DVD?
Yeah.
All right, let me throw this out there. And I am a huge Ricky Steamboat fan, and I've met him personally. He's a nice guy. Would you guys consider him a high flyer?
Nope.
No, and I'm a huge fan too. He was more of a technical wrestler, in my opinion.
And that came off like I said, his big move was like either the chop or the crossbody.
Right.
Yeah, and I think calling him a technical wrestler that's definitely not a put down at all. That's
no, not at all.
That's what he fucking was. He was awesome in the ring.
Let me ask you this: would you consider early Shawn Michaels a high flyer?
That's exactly what I was going to say. The Rockers.
Oh,
yeah.
The Rockers. Yeah.
Cause like even like during his run when he was on top as the champion, they called him a high flyer. And like I like Shawn, I'm a big time HBK fan, but even during his prime years, I don't necessarily consider him a high flyer. He's like a hybrid. Like he he's more versatile. He can do some high flying stuff, but he wasn't doing like crazy high flying stuff.
That's the same thing with Dynamite Kid though. Like for its time, if we're discussing for its time, but I would never put those guys in the top 10 though. You know,
Would you put Jeff Hardy up there?
not in top 10.
No. See,
Really?
and that's a misconception about Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, he does crazy.
And nothing against Jeff, but he basically his deal was he would fall from high places. Let's be honest. That's his career.
And he would do a
jumped off of high
swanton.
things.
That's it.
Okay, so Shane McMahon's on that bottom list with Jeff. Okay, I got you.
I mean, no disrespect. I mean, it takes balls to do what they do, but if you're looking at it from a traditional high flyer, they really didn't have any type of moves or repertoire.
Well, no, there's a fine line between balls and stupidity, they say.
Well, and don't forget too, there's not a lot of guys that would volunteer to fall off a fall from 75 feet up in the air from a Titantron or a Jumbotron or whatever. I mean, Shane McMahon and Jeff Hardy, they would always be the first one to volunteer, but that's because they're nuts.
Yeah, and then Michael Cole will look at his fucking script and read it off there.
And I just want to point this out for the record. I want this memorialized on the show. How fucking insane is it that Jeff Hardy, all of the bumps he took over the years, and he gets hurt on a fucking dirt bike? He breaks his leg with a fucking dirt bike. How insane is that? 15 years of falling off of ladders, jumping off of roofs, all this crazy shit, and he breaks his leg on a fucking dirt bike.
Don't forget he just did a swanton onto a tree.
Yeah, and that didn't look good either, that swanton. That was fucking all ladder. Yeah, he's done some definitely stupid shit, Jeff Hardy. But he knows it. He knows eventually he's going to have to stop that shit, so.
Well, yeah, he's got a wife and a, 2, 3, 4-year-old daughter or something like that.
That man's got a family.
He has to draw. He takes a lot of time to draw, his Jeff Hardy symbol in his lawn with a weed whacker. So he definitely needs some time off.
And on a related Jeff Hardy note, he's basically been telling people that he wants to end his career in WWE, and when his contract comes up in TNA, he's going to be gone.
Now, hold on. He had that opportunity, but he re-signed at the beginning of the year, didn't he?
I'm telling you, man, WWE does not want him. They don't. He's a liability. What if he gets hurt again on his fucking dirt bike or doing something stupid? I don't think they want Jeff back.
Dude, they got Bob Backlund taking bumps.
I think they would bring Kurt Angle back before they brought Jeff Hardy back.
You think so? With Kurt Angle's issues?
I do. I think they would take him. Kurt Angle was never brought up on fucking drug dealing charges after his fucking house got raided.
Yeah,
but Kurt Angle was like, didn't he have like 5 D? It was like a joke when he was on TNA. He got pulled over like 5-6 times by the cops.
Oh, he was hacked. That wasn't really Kurt Angle. He was hacked.
No, wasn't Kurt kind of involved in a domestic dispute though too?
And his brother just got got sentenced to life in prison probably for murdering somebody. So, but then you never know.
Somebody is fucking wife.
Oh shit! Yeah, his wife. But you never know though, because Dolph Ziggler's brother just killed somebody, and Dolph Ziggler was getting fucking pushed.
Yeah, his brother. I think his brother pled guilty too.
Yep. Yeah. All right. Anything else from Nitro?
Okay. One more thing. We keep getting off track, which is not my fault, by the way. We got to talk about the main event, which was Booker T and Jeff Jarrett in the San Francisco 49ers match.
Oh God.
And this match was set up. Tell them how the match was set up. The tag match that set it up.
Yo. You want to talk about the tag match first?
No, just to put into perspective how the match came to be for folks that may not know.
Okay, so Vince Russo names Scott Steiner and Jeff Jarrett as the number 1 contenders. They're going to fight for the title. The Cat, who was the WCW commissioner at the time, or one of them, said no, it's going to be Booker T and Sting. Mike Sanders and the Cat come together and they're like, okay, well, we'll have a match. Scott Steiner and Sting versus Booker T and Jeff Jarrett. The winners face each other in a match for the title. Booker T and Jeff Jarrett win, and Mike Sanders comes up with this 49ers match. You hang 4 boxes in the 4 corners. 3 contain weapons. 1 contains the title. You open up. If you get a weapon out of the box, you can use it. Of course, those weapons really weren't usable. Well, one of them might have been. But whoever retrieves the title is the champion. And I know Anthony's favorite part of the show was when they pulled out the picture of Scott Hall.
That was fucking great. But this is the last match. I just want to say 2 things, and I'm basically done, and Doug can take over. I felt bad for Jarrett and Booker T because around this time they had a pretty good feud going. They were capable on their own of having a good match without the horse shit of the storyline and his 49ers gimmick, man. They could have, if you had to put Booker T and Jeff Jarrett out there, you would have got a solid 15, 20-minute match. It didn't need the fucking horseplay and shit. It didn't need the extra shit. That's right. Number 1. And number 2, I thought the reason the Scott Hall deal was my favorite part of the match was because this is around the time, this is about 2 or 3 weeks before Scott Hall got fired from WCW. He had been gone for like months. And the story was that he had basically fucked Brad Siegel's his daughter, his niece, and it didn't end well. They had a relationship, it didn't end well, so that's the whole reason why Scott Hall was kept off of WCW television. It wasn't because of his issues. They kept him off deliberately. And there was an edict put out that Scott Hall is not to be mentioned, his likeness, his name, nothing. So WCW, Vince Russo, Nash, and all of those guys, all his buddies, would always sneak in subtle references and sometimes not so subtle references of Scott Hall, which I just thought, that's why I thought the whole picture thing was funny. Because he hadn't been spoken of in months at this point.
Yeah, not since the Bash at the Beach pay-per-view where his contract was on the line.
Yeah, that's why I thought that was just funny.
But here's the couple of things I thought of, that really I took away from this whole match. One is I thought Jeff Jarrett was okay, back a couple of years ago. I really wasn't a fan of this run, but I knew he could put on good matches. And, I was kind of a Booker T fan back then. But having this kind of a match, and when you pull a blow-up doll out of one of those boxes, the whole fucking thing just goes straight to hell.
Wow, this has Vince Russo all over it, dude.
Even Jeff Jarrett looked disgusted when he pulled out the blow-up doll. Did you notice?
Oh, my God.
This is so Russo. Bro,
Jared
one of the boxes, a blow-up doll. Yeah, bro, dude, what a blow-up doll.
Jared had that look on his face, like, maybe if I call Vince and apologize for everything I've ever done to him, maybe I should get my job back.
And fat-ass Mark
it was
Mack
at that
say
moment.
that blow-up doll for me.
It was at that moment Jeff knew he fucked up. Okay.
But, and then the way the match ended, you guys are familiar with Howard Stern, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Remember the Whack Pack, Beetlejuice and all them?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. The week before, Jeff Jarrett had cracked Beetlejuice over the head with his guitar.
Yes.
This was Beetlejuice's revenge. He basically low blow Jeff Jarrett, but the way he was punching him, it looked like he was fisting Jarrett. And he did it to him like 2 or 3 times. And Tony Schiavone's like, oh, he got him with the proctologist shot. And
it was funny.
And I'm just like,
how can you not love that guy?
Again, this was one of those things, watching it back then with my grandfather. My grandfather just looks at me and says, why? He's like, can we just turn it back to Raw? But I was the one closer to the TV, so I could turn the channel. I'm like, no, I want to watch this. He goes, if you don't turn it back to Raw, you're grounded. I'm like, I'm like, but no, I want to watch this. I want to watch this.
Yeah.
And then Booker T goes, grabs the title. He's like, okay, Booker T won the title. Turn the goddamn channel on. Okay. So we turn the channel, and then like I turn it back just to piss my grandfather off, and I see Scott Steiner had Beetlejuice in the Steiner recliner.
That was great. That was funny.
And my grandfather goes, okay, leave that on. I'm like, okay, you're okay with him putting the little guy in the Steiner recliner, but you got a problem with the little guy punching Jeff Jarrett in the balls. He goes, it's just way too stupid now. Why just...
Yeah, and you know, not to go off on a Russo rant, but this show epitomizes why I think Vince Russo is a piece of shit. Because, you know, as much as we can mock this Nitro, you had guys out there that were genuinely busting their ass. You could just tell. And it was sad to see that kind of effort being mitigated by shitty-ass booking. You got fucking Rey Mysterio taking sick-ass bumps on a fucking ladder that you know had to hurt like hell. And for what? A fucking a match involving a fucking duck? Fuck that. You know, you know, Booker T. You know, this is Booker T in his prime. You know, fucking, you know, he wins the world title. You think it would be a happy moment, and you could just tell, like, you know, he's celebrating with the belt, but it's almost like he's like, can you believe this shit?
Yeah, and you know, Scott Steiner comes out, hits him with the pipe, and I'm just like, well. Now we're, you know, because now it's starting to get serious. So I'm like, why couldn't Steiner have just come out like 5 minutes beforehand?
Yes, I mean, if there's one good thing to say about WCW in those dying months, they just said fuck it, and they just let Scott Steiner say whatever the fuck he wanted on mic. That was probably about the best thing about WCW in 2000 with Scott Steiner.
All right, let me ask all you guys this. Okay, looking at that roster of guys that were on WCW at the time, name just three guys that you felt like deserved way better than this. That were just
Mike Awesome.
Mike Awesome. Booker T.
Well, he at least became champion though.
Yeah. It was before that, this part, wasn't it? No,
Booker T had won the title on
this one. Yeah. Okay, you're right. Yeah, I guess. But goddamn, what a shitty way to win it.
I mean, just like in general, like, yeah.
I would even say Vampiro.
Well,
I was thinking,
Vampiro would make his return to WCW a couple weeks later, and that would last a week, because I think he realized what a big mistake it was to come back.
No, Doug, if you remember, he actually, I don't know if you remember, he actually got hurt. He had a match with Mike Awesome at Halloween Havoc, and that he apparently got his neck fucked up, and he never was seen again.
Okay, I'm gonna have to. I think you just gave me homework for tomorrow, because I got to go back and watch that. Well, that match specifically, just so I can see that, because I don't remember him getting hurt in the match. I remember him working asunder a few days after that, and then that was it.
Yeah, and I just remember that match because, you know, typical WCW and just typical wrestling fans in general, they had a spot, you know, where in the 2000s where guys would brawl into the crowd.
Right.
Well, they brawl up into the crowd, and a legitimate fan.
Oh, I remember this.
It's Mike Awesome with a crutch.
Yeah.
And Mike Awesome just turns around and proceeds to start whooping the shit out of the guy.
Yeah, I remember this. You know,
like, where the fuck is Doug Dillinger at? Where the fuck is security?
Another guy that I would have liked to see get a push is Bam Bam Bigelow in WCW.
When he first came in, but they fucked him up.
And he was still out from when he saved those kids from that burning building. He would come back to WCW a couple months, or, you know, just a few days, just about a month or so after this episode of Nitro, and be, you know, kind of put into a feud with Mike Awesome.
Also, Chris Candido.
What a shame.
You could have got a push, man. If they were truly going for new blood, I mean, perfect opportunity. The guy can talk. He's a fucking great gimmick. Fantastic in the ring. Just all around, you know, great wrestler.
Right.
Another guy out there on the list was Lance Storm. I mean, and the fucked up thing about Lance Storm is when he debuted, they debuted him perfectly. He won literally a title 3 weeks in a row, and they were building him. And I think fucking they put him in a match against Nash, and then that was it. He was done.
That's when Nash was booking, if I remember correctly.
Well, not in 2000. Did he have a book in 2000?
I think he did in
I don't know.
2000.
Disco Inferno was on a booking committee in 2000.
Well,
Right.
remember, Nash booked himself to end Goldberg's streak.
Right.
It depends on who you ask. I mean, because apparently the story it's like a lot of stories. Apparently Nash didn't start booking until January, the following month after Starrcade, and the call to beat Goldberg was Bischoff. Bischoff made the call to beat Goldberg.
Well, yeah, it depends on who you talk to. Because I remember Terry Taylor saying that it was Nash's call. Nash is the one that booked it. I mean, it's kind of hard to take the word of a rooster, but
True that.
The rooster.
But on the WCW committee at the time of this particular episode of Nitro, I know Terry Taylor was on. I think wasn't Terry Taylor almost the head of the committee because him and Russo were friends?
Yeah. This is that weird period because I don't know, Doug, you can help me out on this. Because I just remember like between 99 and 2000, Terry Taylor jumping back and forth between WCW and WWF.
Right. Well, and that's how he became really good friends with Vince Russo. Because when he was on the committee in the WWF in 99, he got to work with Russo. Russo jumped, and then a couple weeks after Russo jumped, he brought Terry Taylor back with him. Because he trusted Terry Taylor.
All right, with that said, I think let's wrap up the whole WCW thing. And I just want to quickly, big shout out to Boxman. It is his goddamn birthday. It is past 12 o'clock over here.
Yep.
So I'm going to say happy
I
birthday
still
to
have
him
an hour
on my
left.
behalf. It's not his birthday yet over there, but fuck it. It's 12 here.
That's right.
Happy birthday, my man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You have a
I am
great
Happy
year.
birthday.
I am older. I feel older.
You look older.
It's over halfway over now, guys. That's it.
Jesus, man. Fuck.
41 years old.
Ladies and gentlemen.
That is, yeah. Dude, you got to take a
41.
shot now, man. Come on, dude.
I have one beer that I found earlier before the show. I have no liquor. I didn't go. I went and got my kids yesterday. That's what I did. So I don't know. I'm 41. It's not like I really. This isn't a big birthday. I'm not doing shit.
Just don't need that burr.
All right, I'll go get the beer in a minute.
You got to get some burr, dude.
I'll go get the beer and maybe I'll chug it or something. Yeah. Want me to chug it? I'll chug it.
But what do you say? Let's take a quick break and then we'll take some more calls, and
all right,
we'll wrap this shit up.
Okay. I'm going to hang up and I'll talk to you guys next week.
You got it.
All right, thanks a lot, Doug, man. Good job, bro.
Good shit tonight, Doug.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys.
All right, man. Talk to you later.
Have a good one.
All righty. Bye.
All right. That's on that note. We take breaky. Right?
Yes.
Sir.
Okay.
We're going to break on break. Happy birthday, Fox, on that note. Breaky.
This song makes me laugh.
Big booty house. Big booty house.
That really wouldn't be a bad present, to be honest
Dude,
with
you know it's a great song when the first lyric is, what do you say? She got a big booty, so I call her big booty. How the fuck do you start? That's like a desperate line. That's something you end the song with, where it's like, dude, I'm burned out. I can't think of anything else. I'm just going to rhyme booty with booty. She got a big booty. I call her big booty. How the fuck do you start the song like that? I love 2 Chainz, so I'm not complaining. All I
I don't
want for
know,
my
man.
birthday is a big booty hole too. So.
I don't know. Although, like I said, that would not be a bad gift. I could.
Not.
I don't think my fiance would agree, but
It'd be a gift from the gods.
I'll do what I can. Well, anyway.
All right.
Cool. That was great. I'm just kidding.
So there you go. It is my East Coast birthday, I guess you would call that, right?
East side.
And yeah, still about 35 minutes left till my birthday in Texas, but I'm pretty much still go by Florida time, so it's my birthday. Fuck it.
There you go. All right, you can call in if you want. We're gonna wrap this up fairly soon. We'll go over some news and then we're gonna wrap this up. If you want to call in, 469-206-4466. 469-206-4466. Bam. Call in. If not, we're just going to talk some news and we're going to bounce. With that said, Boxman, I know you got some newsage. I know that's not a word, but we're making words here.
Yeah. Newsage. I like that.
Yeah, it should be a word.
It should be. It should be. Hold on a sec.
In 15 minutes, it's going to be Thursday.
Okay.
That was nice.
Wait, look. Wait. Huh?
Is that what do I do? Oh, thank you, Logan. You should not be awake this late, though.
Oh, I couldn't go to sleep.
Okay, go ahead.
I was too scared.
All right, go to sleep, buddy. I love you.
Mommy's. Oh, no, I couldn't go to sleep. Mommy said I could get my
God.
for 30 minutes.
All right. Guys, you know what? Give me a second. I'll be right back. Thank you,
Let's take it.
Logan.
All right, Anthony.
Oh, God.
All right. Well, apparently, Roderick Strong is going to NXT. Do you see them doing anything with them? Do you see him coming up with like the cruiserweight thing, or is he just going to be strictly an NXT guy? What do you think about this whole thing?
I like Roderick Strong. You know, we've seen him live many times. Great in the ring, but
Yeah.
I think his best bet, honestly, is just to stick with NXT because on the main roster, I think he's just going to get eaten alive. Because his promos, I mean, he showed a little something towards the end of his, Ring of Honor run, but not enough to compete with, could you imagine him and Sting going back and forth on a promo? Sting
They have. It's like.
I mean, they have, but I'm talking about on the WWE. He would get eaten alive.
Yeah, he's no charisma, man. He is the least charismatic guy you can find. He'd be like Randy Orton lights without the tattoos. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Orton has more charisma than Strong. Actually.
There you go. Yeah, I'm not the biggest Roderick Strong fan, but
You don't like you don't like his 87 variations of the backbreaker?
not really. I don't know, man. I was never big on the guy. I mean, much respect to him. He's been around forever. He's done everything from Ring of Honor to fucking CZW to Jersey All Pro to everything. PWG champion, everything.
Yeah.
Honestly,
outside of Lethal, he's like the last he's one of the last of the Mohicans when it comes to like guys that was around ROH. They ain't there since the beginning.
Yeah. Who else is out there? BJ Whitmer. Dan Hoff.
Still there.
Who?
Briscoes are still there.
That's true. You remember Julius Smokes?
Oh yeah, that's a blast from the past. I ain't heard his name in years.
He's still around. Who else? I'm trying to think if there's anybody else that's really around that hasn't been signed yet. Homicide, I guess, Corino isn't active anymore, is he?
Off and on. I mean, I think pretty much he's more of an announcer at this point, play-by-play guy at this point.
Yeah, that makes sense. Trying to think, anybody else?
What did I miss? I'm sorry.
I'm trying to think of Ring of Honor guys, like original Ring of Honor guys, that are still not signed and are still pretty active on the indie scene. But there's not too many of them.
Briscoes.
Yeah, we named them.
Are they? Oh, I'm sorry. I got. Is this? My son got me a little Hulk doll.
Oh,
nice, man.
And it talks. Listen.
Oh, I thought it was a Hulk Hogan one. I thought he was gonna scream out racial slurs.
Incredible Hulk. I'm not sure if that's Hulk or Brock Lesnar, but they're one of the same. Go ahead. But anyway, sorry about that.
All right. Well, we're just filling in some time since I didn't have the news. I was just trying to fill some time. But
No, that's fine. I'm sorry. I had to do that.
That's your birthday, dude.
Yeah.
Enjoy the motherfucking birthday, man.
He thought it was 15 minutes, but whatever.
No big booty hoes, but at least you got some Hulk figurines.
Yeah, I got a Hulk doll that talks. That's even better. So, do you guys want to keep going, or you want me to
No.
start
Let's
talking?
do the news and let's wrap it up before I pass out. So I'm literally dying.
All right. WWE signed a former NFL player this week. 6'7", 300-pound former NFL offensive tackle Brennan Williams is gonna be hitting the Performance Center soon. He played for the Houston Texans in 2013, and I just know October 15th it was when his career ended. But sounds like a big guy. The only other thing I know about him is he also holds a black belt in Taekwondo.
Man.
Well, he's a big dude, so he'll definitely get plenty of chances to succeed.
Oh, 6'7", 300 pounds, and a former NFL player? You might as well as write, just put fucking push to the moon on him when he hits the fucking Performance Center.
I saw Moose over the weekend at this show that I was at, and he's fucking huge. I had no clue how big that guy was. Holy shit.
Yeah, he looks like a big guy, man.
Yeah, I've seen him at a few Ring of Honor shows in person. That guy's fucking my guy.
Well, I've seen him at the show too, but I never like walked past the guy, and I was like, holy shit! Like, cause in the ring, you know, they all look the same. But then you're like, oh,
next to him, like he's a big dude.
Hey, he's a big ass fucking dude, man. He's a big dude. What else we got, man?
Let's see. I'll do this little quick TNA thing later.
Real quick. I mean, this is kind of old news. What do you guys think about the rumor of Melina coming back?
Wait, isn't John Morrison supposed to be coming back also?
I heard that too, which I'd be fine
Yeah,
with.
that'd be nice. Imagine the matches between like Sami Zayn and John Morrison, you know, shit like that.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Even Rollins and him.
Oh yeah,
Owens and
Rollins
him.
and him.
Jesus
dude.
Christ, dude.
Finn Balor.
Yeah, those would. Oh yeah.
Kevin
Sharp
Steen.
Benjamin.
I said Kevin Owens.
Oh, sorry.
Fucking indie whore.
What do you want from me, man? I've been used to Kevin Steen for over a fucking decade, and then I gotta.
Indie.
I'm usually pretty good with Owens and Zayn.
Okay. All right. You're all right.
It's past my bedtime, man. I'm sorry. Once it's past my bedtime, I relapse to the indie whoreness.
I'm sorry. All right.
Go back to Claudio Castagnoli.
I know. I'm picking and choosing what news I mentioned. So, real quick, Tommy Dreamer gave a little advice to Enzo Amore on Twitter. He said, "Dear at WWE all day 21." What the fuck kind of Twitter handle is that for a fucking WWE guy? Anyway, please stay away from everything regarding going through ropes. Please, from an old G. Just so you keep doing how you doing.
So basically, he's afraid for the guy's life.
I see what, dude, with all the people right now doing some shitty through the ropes moves, he might want to stay away from the ropes.
And
that was scary.
The guy got damn
when
near paralyzed from Whiplash. Right?
Yeah, when Tommy Dreamer,
dude, his eyes.
Yeah, when you got a guy,
his eyes freak me out.
Dude, when you got a guy like Dreamer telling you to stop doing something, you might want to rethink what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, an OG ECW guy is telling you to stop doing something. Might want to listen.
One news bit that we missed last week. Jeff Hardy. Did you see him at the Juggalo Fest, jumping onto ladders and going all crazy?
I think we missed it. I think it came out like that night while we were doing our show. I did see the video. Jeff Hardy basically says he was giving people a glimpse into his new TNA character.
So he's going to kill himself on TNA for 50 people?
Well, come on. It's TNA 65.
Okay. That's worth it. Totally worth it. Completely understandable.
Again, that's just what Hardy is saying. I saw the video. To me, it looks like the guy was flipping the fuck out.
Well, I'm not going to mention any names, but at the show that I was at, a lot of the guys had friends or were at the Juggalo thing. They were booked, and they were saying that he slipped up. Allegedly, but that's what I...
Allegedly. Let's leave it at that.
Well, I've never been to those, but
Well-
you can kind of imagine the kind of crowd, the kind of element that's drawn to
Right, exactly.
Juggalo shows.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, talk about fucking savages.
I mean, come
Jesus
on.
Christ.
I mean, look. I put it to you like this: I would be more shocked if something didn't happen at a Juggalo show.
I want to go to a Juggalo show. I don't know how it would fit in.
Madness?
I don't know how it fit in, but
You'd fit in better there than at a Trump rally. So
that's
you
true. They would send people as soon as I walk in to start building a fucking wall around me.
Were you ever a fan of ICP's music though?
No. Not at all.
I wasn't really either. I never
Nah, they
really
were
cared for
terrible
their
people.
shit. I got a lot of friends who are like, that's some of the best shit ever. I'm like, yeah, whatever.
I never followed them.
Whatever.
The only thing they ever did that I liked was their theme song for the Oddities.
Yeah, they did. They were like they had some issues with Eminem back in the day. That's pretty much my first exposure to ICP.
Yeah, that's when Eminem pulled an unloaded gun on them. I remember that.
Oh, that happened? Oh yeah, I think.
Yeah, unloaded gun. Yeah, motherfucker.
Oh, that's very smart. Pull out a fucking unloaded gun and get shot.
That's why you never pull an unloaded fucking gun, bro. You throw an unloaded gun. You don't pull it. You throw it.
Or in a Texan's case, you just don't have an unloaded gun. Keep that shit loaded.
You keep it loaded, exactly. And on your hip and on your ankle, one on your back.
Only in Texas though. Don't do that shit around here. You'll get 5 years of
No. Texas, maybe Oklahoma, maybe too. You'd be all right there.
Probably. On them Cowboys.
Yeah, probably Arkansas. Yeah, probably good too.
Why do they call them Cowboys if they ride horses?
I think that goes back to the bull days, maybe, when they used the old bull riders, cowboys, cows, bulls.
They should have just called them horsemen.
Well, I've heard them called horsemen, but those are usually the people that do the jumping, the horse jumping. They're called equestrians.
I thought it was just a wrestling thing.
There you go. Mish answered you because they herd cows and steer.
Okay.
There you go.
Good enough for me.
Good enough for me, too. All right, let's get back to some news here. Speaking of TNA.
Oh.
TNA. One quick TNA news bit. That's all I got, I promise.
Fuck.
TNA is taking... you're going to find this ridiculous, by the way. TNA is taking control of Bobby Lashley's independent bookings. And he's been canceled from some shows. Reportedly, he's been pulled from the Lucha Libre Elite in Mexico. Wrestling Observer reports that TNA raised his price and is now charging $6,000 to book Lashley.
Wow.
Well, apparently that is extremely more than what he used to be charging. So
Obviously, what indie show could pay guys six grand?
I would say definitely not Lucha Libre Elite in Mexico.
So basically,
Would not?
The TNA obviously they need the money. So I won't say they're going to just say fuck anybody that offers them money. But it seems like they're trying to price out their guys to the point where they're only exclusive to TNA.
Well, okay, that's great, except for the fact that you guys tape 20,000 weeks ahead, and then your guys are off work for 8 months out of the fucking year.
I'm not saying it's smart
business.
business. I'm just saying I'm just trying to think TNA.
No,
like,
I know. I mean, how do you keep guys from working when you're not giving them enough work? You know, I mean, TNA isn't like WWE. It's not every fucking night they're driving or somewhere or here. It's just
well, actually, at least he has MMA stuff to fall back on.
Yeah. At least they'll let them do those fucking fights there.
They'll be fine, man. They'll just toss him to Rob Feinstein, and he'll charge you $235 for a fucking hug.
Damn, Lashley was like the first Lesnar before Lesnar and gets no credit for it. If you think about it, he was.
You know why?
He did MMA, well, because it's TNA.
No, I was going to say because he's not white.
I need to get that Trump fucking... I need to get that Trump sound bit.
Probably true.
Probably. Well, speaking of ridiculousness, Ric Flair has a new podcast out. I don't know if you know it, called The Ric Flair Show.
Oh, is he eating on the podcast?
And I don't know, but he made a claim against Finn Balor and basically said, I'm going to quote here, if I'm looking at what's going to draw money, what I would pay to see, I would pay to see Dolph against Ambrose before I'd pay to see Finn Balor against Seth Rollins. So I think it's phenomenal, Flair started off as saying. I just think you've got a legitimate heavyweight in Seth Rollins, a legitimate heavyweight in Roman Reigns, and I don't think we'll ever see the day, and I could be totally wrong, Flair said, that a cruiserweight will ever main event a WrestleMania. Yeah. My first thought when I read this, Daniel fucking Bryan, WrestleMania 30, dude.
Fuck that. My first, and look, Flair's, one of the greatest, so it's, I'm not going to pretend to be an expert here, but one of his best friends main evented WrestleMania countless times, Shawn Michaels. And let's be honest, at his peak, would you say Shawn Michaels was a hair over 220 pounds? And I'm not talking about babyfat Shawn in the early 90s. I'm talking about when he was on top.
No, but I still don't think he was a cruiserweight, though.
But he wasn't that big. He probably was what, maybe 210 legit.
No, it's just the way they presented him. I never looked at Shawn Michaels and thought of Rey Mysterio. You know what I mean?
Well, and by the time Michaels, career hit, he was pretty much past that, small guys thing. So I don't know. I guess he probably. I guess you could call him a middleweight. I don't know. I mean, if you had to classify him as something, I guess you could do that.
No, but my point is, he's roughly the same size as a guy like Bryan.
Yeah.
Yeah, roughly. But like Shaheen said, it wasn't something they concentrated on. And Shawn Michaels' charisma made him, 8 inches taller?
Yeah, it was a lot of guys like that, dude. Even when Triple H, when he first came in.
He was skinny as shit.
Yeah, he wasn't that big. He was just a normal guy.
Jericho is considered...
Yeah, he was in the cruiserweight division in fucking WCW.
Exactly, and if I believe he's main evented Mania before, correct?
Chris Benoit.
The problem is, it's like in WWE, like they hire, because they got that big man fetish, everybody is smaller in comparison. Like even believe it or not, Road Dogg, height wise, is actually bigger than Mike Awesome.
Yeah. I guess. I don't
You
know
said
how
Road
tall-
Dogg is taller than Mike Awesome?
Yeah.
I don't believe that.
He is.
Oh,
that can't be true.
Google it.
I don't even believe it if I read it, dude. That's for no.
Mike Awesome.
Road Dogg? I saw Billy Gunn like 4 months ago.
Mike Awesome.
He's a big
6'8". Road Dogg height. Road Dogg is 6'2".
What was Mike Awesome?
6'4"?
6'8".
You serious?
There's no way Road Dogg is as big as fucking Mike.
Dude, Google doesn't fucking lie. Okay.
Wikipedia?
No, it's Wikipedia all the way, bro. We only spit facts over here.
No, this is right at the top of Google. Not even Wikipedia. Right at the top of Google. Of course, it's probably from Wikipedia. You're right. But yeah, Wiki's 6'8", and 6'2". Billy Gunn was 6'4". Sean Waltman was 6 feet. Yeah, there you
They
go.
fudge numbers in wrestling, so who the fuck knows?
Oh yeah, they bill everybody bigger, taller, faster, smarter.
I only said that because I remember the story with the whole reason, when he was in ECW, the whole reason he worked with Spike all the time and guys like Whitwreck is because they made him look fucking huge.
Yeah, all right. And Mish is saying Awesome was 6'6" and not 6'8".
Yeah, but did you see him attack Kevin Nash when he debuted in WCW? He wasn't a small guy.
I forget.
He was not a small
Back to
guy.
my beer. No.
I've seen Mike Awesome in person. The last ECW show I ever went to as a teenager kid, whatever, was when Mikey Whipwreck came back to the ECW arena and he challenged Mike Awesome. And that was the only time I saw Mike Awesome live, and he was a big fucking dude.
Sorry,
Is that the one where Sandman came back?
No, I don't think so. No. I missed the one with Scott Hall coming in. That wasn't at the arena, but that had to be the most random fucking thing in ECW.
That was in New York.
Scott Hall. Nah, it wasn't even in New York. It was some random ass fucking town.
No, it was in New York. He came in for 2.
Sure?
I got those shows, yeah. Because I got those shows specifically because Scott Hall was on them.
Who did he wrestle? It was like Just Incredible, wasn't it?
No, the first night was a tag match. It was him and Jerry Lynn against Justin and... No, it was him and Jerry Lynn against Justin and Rhino. And then the next night, he had 2 matches. He lost to, of all people, Sally Graziano in the first match, and he beats Justin in the main event.
Wow. That's... All right. Well, that happened, I guess. Never thought I'd see Scott Hall in ECW, but it did happen.
Random as shit.
All right.
It was cool. Got a great pop.
You know what's fucked up? I'm looking at this on Facebook, right? Doink the Clown, the original, Matt Bourne, is being advertised for Ravenwood, Ohio River Festival. And also they got Barbarian, Congo Kong, Viper, and Facade. Now, Doink passed away. So what the fuck are they trying to advertise here?
It's been like 87 Doink, so it's not technically false advertisement.
No. This is the evil Doink. This is Matt Bourne's picture. This is why WWE is suing these fucking people. You know.
That's just fucked up on a whole lot of different levels. Fuck WWE for a minute. That's just. Ugh.
So that's apparently not happening.
I mean, unless they got some shit going on, they can raise some people from the dead. Bring Macho Man and Warrior back then.
Oh, please. And Eddie. Please bring Eddie, too. Please.
I'll take Eddie Gilbert.
Matter of fact, I'll take Eddie and Brody, because I always wanted to see Brody or meet him at least once.
I would take Eddie Guerrero back any fucking day, man.
I think Ultimate Warrior would be number 1, though. That's the first wrestler I ever watched.
I believe so. I believe you're right.
I'd have to.
I would have to agree with you, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Think it'd be cool to have a beer with Warrior?
No.
Have a conversation with him?
Fuck no.
I would not want to have a beer with Warrior. He'd tear you down the whole time for drinking it. I would not want to. I would have a protein shake with Mr. Warrior.
You want to laugh? You guys ever see the video of Rob Van Dam doing a Warrior impression? The funniest shit you ever see.
I don't think so.
Like literally, like Warrior, like because they were apparently, believe it or not, if you wouldn't believe it, they were good buddies. And they literally, you have Warrior, a calm ass Warrior, standing next to a hyper ass Rob Van Dam. So basically, they switch roles. So fucking Warrior standing there all chill and shit, and then you got Rob Van Dam with the fucking tassels on his wrist. Just on YouTube.
Wait,
it's fucking hilarious.
Was Warrior smoking weed?
I don't know. He was just chilling.
Probably a weed.
He was pretty against that shit, I believe.
Really? Because he's out there in the fucking mountains doing paint.
No, but weed, I smoke it, recreationally, but it's supposed to calm you down. Warrior was never calm.
Well, that's because he was on fucking cocaine when he was doing those promos in the 80s.
I'm talking even in his later years, though.
Time.
Come on, Warrior was
No, man, he was calm, dude. You don't remember his return in like 96 when he came out against Jerry Lawler and he had the fucking baseball cap? He was calm as shit, man.
All right, RVD as the Warrior. Minute 21. Want to do it?
Fuck it.
Fuck it. Do it?
Fuck it.
There may be an ad. Give me a couple seconds here.
See, it's just saying he used coke then.
When I look into the belly of the beast, and I look for all the energy from the warriors of the past, and the present, and I look to them for guidance. And like, where is my destination?
Hold on. Warrior's behind him, drinking water and like, humdy ho.
I gotta see this visual now. Can you put it in the chat room?
Yeah. Sure. Give me 2 seconds here, and I'm gonna play it while I'm doing that. This would be a lot better without the music.
Yeah, I know.
Found you doing war. I was having fun anyway.
That's pretty good. But yeah, the music is horrible. Jesus.
Yeah, it's really loud.
Sorry.
Ironically enough, the one guy I probably wouldn't want to have a beer with is Sandman. And that's because every interaction I've had with him, I regretted it instantly. Like, he's one of those guys where you like, what's up, dude? And, you know, like, good shit. And you just kind of want to just keep him moving. He's the type of guy that, you know, he's like drunk, he'll like lean on you, and like it's just too much, you know? I don't know if Anthony's ever met the guy, but Sandman is one of those guys. If I see him at a show, I'll literally walk the other way.
Like Jamie Dundee when he was doing his U-shoot, when he was hanging all over Sean Oliver.
Jamie Dundee's that's a whole another ballgame.
Sandman was doing the same thing in his shoot.
Yeah.
Hanging all over poor Sean. That poor guy.
Man, he was a champ for sitting through that for 2 hours, dude. That's fucking brutal. I have no clue how he did it. Honestly, I have no clue.
I don't know either, man. I still have no fucking clue. He answered my question, and I was like, yeah, right. He gave the most PC answer, like, well, it was just what we had to do. Like, whatever.
Yeah. Nah, that's pretty ruthless. But what else we got on as far as news?
Let's see. I'll bring up 2 more quick things. Reportedly, WWE is going to be debuting some new titles on SmackDown. New tag titles, a women's title, and possibly even a blue SmackDown title. I don't know. There were some pictures posted of the new title for SmackDown, and it looks the same as the, Dean Ambrose's title, the WWE Championship, except it's blue. I don't know if that's a true leak or not, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
It's probably going to end up happening. I mean, they just need more people, man. I mean, I didn't watch SmackDown this week, but just judging from last week's Battle Royal, there was like 10 dudes in the ring. So, if they're committed and they're actually going to build a larger roster, then they're probably going to need a title, man. Because, I mean, I don't see the champion going back and forth between the two shows. Obviously, that's not the case. So,
if they start making titles, they are really committing themselves to the two shows.
Dude, I really
really.
I want to see the European title come in, man.
No.
Yes, man. They got so many fucking Europeans. They're about to sign like 20 different cruiserweights. They got fucking Cesaro. They got Sheamus. They got who else? They got.
You know what? I could see it coming back.
They should. They got a bunch of them.
I look at it like
they got Neville.
Yeah.
Before they start adding titles, they need to make the ones that they do have mean something first.
Oh, dude, give up on that. It's fucking 2016.
I'm just saying, what's the point of adding?
This shit is done, dude. Just enjoy it for what it is. Just.
Oh, like I said, if they're gonna fucking really commit to this fucking brand split and run the shows the way they are, they're gonna need more titles.
All right, explain something to me, right? Like we constantly bitch about the IC title not having any value or anything like that nowadays in 2016, and everybody praises the Attitude Era. Who the fuck was the IC title on during the Attitude Era? It was Godfather and Val Venus. Do you honestly remember that shit? Did it have an impact on you? Probably not.
I don't know. Did someone say Val Venus?
Hello, ladies.
Here comes a dick towel again. This time John Cena's not having.
I'll defend it. I'll defend it by this. I agree with what you're saying, but at least back then those guys were over. So yeah, Road Dogg held it. Val Venus, Godfather. At least those characters were over. But once you start to get into like Cody Rhodes era and Wade Barrett, like somebody told me today, Wade Barrett was like a 6-time Intercontinental Champion. I'm like, when the fuck did that happen?
That's not today though. I'm talking about Owens and them. They have the title. I'm not talking about Wade Barrett. That's like 3 years ago, dude. I'm talking about now. Come on, now.
No one's talking about Wade Barrett.
Who the fuck is talking about Wade Barrett?
Wade Barrett?
We're about to give Wade Barrett the Chris Benoit treatment.
Ooh, who?
No. We ain't gonna do that to no. We can't put that burden on nobody.
Oh, fuck that guy.
All
right, anyway.
I'm trying to give the Puerto Ricans that though. The fucking who are they? Shining Stars.
Yeah, you could never remember their names.
Those fucking guys, and I like Colon, not for what he did with Bruiser Brody and all that, but I was a big Carlos Colon fan, through tape trading and shit. I used to love the Puerto Rico stuff. Now I'm like, damn, dude, they're related to this guy. Poor him. Fucking terrible gimmick.
So we gonna call them we can either call them the Puerto Ricans or Unos and Dos.
Or just never mind. Walk back out.
Well, they already have a No Way Jose. That's too close to never mind.
Is that dude any good? I haven't seen him at all.
I know he turned, spoiler, I know he turned heel and cut a really good promo that I saw.
Yeah, I gotta check it out. I haven't seen him at all. I have a feeling I probably would not enjoy this guy at all. But I'll give it a shot.
He's kind of Rich Swanish, dances and shit, but I don't know, you might like him.
I like Rich Swann, but...
Yeah, and by the way, since we were talking earlier about SmackDown and Raw, even Mish says SmackDown was way better this week. We said the same thing, Mish.
Yep.
Yeah, I gotta check it out.
Yeah, SmackDown was the overall better show. So, I don't know. I don't need to bring up anything else. I'm pretty much done with the news, man.
All right, cool.
Unless you want to get into the Alberto Del Rio Paige thing.
What's going on with that?
Just they're kind of blaming their social media.
Yeah, unless it's a sex tape, I don't give a shit.
No, it's not.
No sex tape?
No sex tape. They're just blaming the fact that they put all their, little relationship on Instagram and shit on the fact that they're split up. So
That she's a whore.
That's it. We got Mish on the line. What's going on, dude?
What's going on, Mitch?
How's it going?
Yo. It's going.
Fucking Paige be whoring around there, huh?
Paige, man, she throws that shit around, man.
She's in the last year and a half. Has it been about a year and a half? Year and a half. She's had 2 different engagements that she's broken off, like actual engagements.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And slutting around with ADR there for a minute.
Jesus, her shit must look like a slinky at this point.
She's breaking up engagements, breaking up marriages. This home wrecking. She just really does make places her house, doesn't she?
I feel
she's like,
this is my house now, bitch.
She's a new version of Missy Hyatt, dude. I'm telling you.
I feel
fuck everything moving.
She's like Batista with a vagina.
Oh, Jesus. Poor Batista.
It's gonna be on the U shoots. How wide is her vagina? Dude, somebody just might as well just answer that fucking question about Batista's dick so they can stop mentioning that. That joke is like 6 years old. How big is Batista's dick? Like, dude, just get on here and just tell people. Just show them your dick so they can do it on.
Batista just needs to do a fucking U-shoot already so we can get this shit over with.
You see what that shit anyway, please.
I have no clue. But look what happened to Seth Rollins when his dick pics got leaked, right? He got pushed to the fucking moon. All Batista has to do is bang a couple chicks, which I'm sure he's probably doing right now, take a couple pictures, put it up, leak it, and dude, you'll come back to WWE just like you wanted, and you'll be fucking over.
Hey, it worked for Titus O'Neil too. He's getting a push. No one knows why. Maybe that's why.
Oh yeah, he did put his peace pipe out there too.
You think that Batista wants to come back to WWE?
Well, he said he wanted to come back. He did like an interview a couple weeks ago.
No, he said he didn't want to. Well, I believe he would come back now that they're getting a little, dare I say, a little bit of attitude back. He might come back.
Oh, he said he wanted to come back if it was on his terms. Like he just didn't want to come out there and be a fucking baby face when he knew he was gonna not be over at all.
Okay. Because I'm like, he's doing Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which is probably going to end up making a fucking bazillion dollars.
Right.
And the fuck would he want to come back to WWE, you know? I mean, aside from The Rock, he's even beaten Hogan as far as status of his movies is concerned.
That's true.
Oh, definitely.
yeah.
That one movie alone has done more than fucking all the Hulk's movies put together.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
Are you telling me Suburban Commando was in a box office?
He was in the Man with the Iron Fist also, wasn't he?
Yeah, that was the Tang movie, right?
Yeah.
And I think he's in the new Kickboxer too, right?
Yes, he's Tong Po.
Yeah, I want to check that one out myself.
Oh, I gotta check that out.
I do
Shit,
too.
I didn't even
I
know
wanna
that.
see
Good
that.
call.
Yeah, he's gonna be Tong Po in the new the new Kickboxer. I can't wait to see that shit either.
He's everywhere, dude. I don't know why he'd ever come back to WWE, especially the way that they disgraced him as far as not even letting him promote his movie. Dude, how horrible is that? You work for the company for years. You're one of Triple H's guys. You're coming out with this little shindig for Marvel called Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, we have those two fucking old ladies from the morning show on there from Good Morning America. But no, we don't have a minute to spare for Batista to come on to a Raw and chill his shit.
Well,
Mish, the conversation, Steph is like, Steve, hey, that's cute, but I don't see this movie doing much. That's probably how the conversation went.
Well, that's exactly what he said on the interview. Mish, you got to listen to the interview. It's like I think it's on MLW's thing. I'm not sure which show it was, whatever. But that's basically what he said. Is like, when he came up to them and told them about the movie, they were like, yeah, let's slow it down first. We're not gonna, we're not sure if it's gonna be a success. And then they didn't plug it at all, and then it fucking blew up. And is that what you got?
How do you think that anything that Marvel puts out there right now is going to do bad?
Oh, this is dumb.
I know.
With the exception of the Fantastic Four remake, which I think Marvel tanked that one on purpose because it went right to Blu-ray. You know what?
Yeah. Because WWE lives in the WWE bubble. It's literally just their little world. They don't Marvel movies. What are those?
I don't understand that. Be sometimes they bury their own movies.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. You got to put it in perspective, too. They bury their own shit, so it's like...
Miz is telling Triple H he's in B movies, and Miz is like in fucking, Santa's Coming Home 3 or something like that.
Yeah. How many times have you heard them make jokes about the chaperone? It's like...
No, it's definitely... Yeah, you're right. But I mean, that's all Lionsgate shit anyways.
Yeah.
I mean, Lionsgate is
it
pretty
is.
much the horrors of Hollywood. They will put out a movie for anything. Anyone and anything. Yeah.
They did put out a lot of Jean-Claude Van Damme's movies.
They had some good shit. I can't completely knock them, but they are literally the hit and miss company in Hollywood.
They're the TNA of Hollywood.
There you go.
Jesus.
There you go.
Damn.
With a bigger budget, I'll give them that.
It's not like Global Force. They're not involved with any kind of pyramid schemes or anything.
No, they're not Global Force level.
Dude, I wanted to sign up to that just for the gag. I wanted to sign the fucking show up to that just for the gag, just for the pyramid scheme. I really
just to
did.
get the gold.
Yeah.
I could see Mish on Patreon. There's gold if you want to buy it too.
If you donate $7, you get a cut of the Jarrett Gold Action, whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah.
You can donate $7. We'll send you a video how to sell gold on the Saturday morning shitbox.
What is that? Yeah, that guy.
Pay $10, you get an autographed picture of fucking what's her name?
Karen Jarrett.
Karen. I'd rather a picture of Karen than Jeff any fucking day.
Dude, I'd rather just have a blank piece of paper so I can
Just send me paper. Maybe
that's worth more.
Just give me a napkin to blow my nose. I don't care.
Wasn't that hilarious though? One of the perks of signing up was a fucking Jeff Jarrett autograph.
And only an 8x10. Come on, man.
You got to keep in mind though, Jeff Jarrett had bookings at IWA Mid-South, Ian Rotten's fucking promotion like 2 years ago. Like this dude's not he's not a star anymore. You know, like this is fucking
Is
Jeff
that
Jarrett.
is Global Force doing anything?
No.
I haven't read shit about them in almost a year, I would say.
No offense to Sanjay Dutt, but Sanjay Dutt's like the main guy on the roster. Like, come on.
Right.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, if they ever do get a TV deal, 90% of that roster is no longer their roster.
You know, I wanted to call in and talk to you guys about something though, and especially you, Shaheen and Box. No offense, Anthony, but I really wanted to pull it up, and I wanted to ask him, from a show perspective, from starting THT podcast, with wrestling the way it was when you guys started up a little while ago. What about 2 years ago now, right?
Yeah, a little over 2 years.
Yeah, a little over 2 years. Knowing how wrestling was then, and seeing just the recent changes in the last few weeks with the turnout of WWE, do you see this bolstering not just listeners, not just fans and stuff like that, but do you see this bolstering even indie promotions? Coming from where you started, because when you started, you guys started when everything was starting to. Well, you guys started at a transitional period, I think.
Right.
NXT was starting to become popular.
Daniel Bryan.
Right, but at the same time, the roster was also slowly falling apart. You know, we didn't hit the fucking rock bottom yet, but you guys were right there.
Right.
You know, and so you guys literally came in at the bottom, which is good. Don't get me wrong, because now, you can't get anything.
It doesn't get worse. Yeah.
You can't get any.
You sound like a Drake verse right now. Started from the bottom.
Once you've hit that rock bottom, you got to climb back up. So
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Now that wrestling is in a boom, oh boy. But I mean, even though it's kind of hitting a little bit of a boom, just because of the roster split and just because of the generated interest from the new roster, the new wrestlers that are coming up and stuff like that. Because, I'm noticing you look more and more on social media, you're seeing a lot more positive affirmations behind WWE, which we haven't seen in a long time. Whether it's people that are just following NXT, whether it's people that are following the new changes in the main roster, whether it's people that are just excited about the CWC in general. There's a lot of new, I want to say, interest, where before it felt like there was only just, I'm telling you, from my personal perspective, 2013 to 2015 were rough years.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And, I even said this on Facebook. One of the main, I believe, complaints about WWE was the same old shit syndrome. Same matches, same guys. Raw was, the same matches, like I said. And then you'd go to SmackDown. SmackDown was nothing but a recap with a couple of matches, matches sprinkled in there.
It was unwatchable.
So, yeah, at least they're doing new shit now. You've got new guys they're pushing, fresh matches coming on. SmackDown's doing the same thing. It's definitely a breath of fresh air right now. It's a refreshing time in wrestling. Because my main complaint was that it was the same old shit, the same matches. How many times did it take you less than 45 minutes to fast forward through Raw if you missed it live?
Every week.
Yeah.
Exactly. I got to tell you, it took me a little fucking longer to watch this the last couple of weeks because I'm not fast forwarding through everything.
And you know what, Mish? I've been saying this over the last couple of weeks. I think they're doing a complete 180. Like, not me personally. I don't really care about women's wrestling, but I know you're a fan. Like, a lot of people are complaining about, the women's division not getting the appropriate time and all that stuff. They're starting to make some changes. You saw, Charlotte against, what's her name? Bailey. No, a while ago, Sasha against Bailey in Brooklyn. Yeah. Like, that was like an instant classic when it comes to the women's division. Recently, you had Charlotte against Sasha. They're starting to make some changes. You got that. A couple years ago, there's no way you could have told me that fucking El Generico and Kevin Steen were going to be on Raw and they were going to be feuding and it was actually going to get more time than the actual main event. That just was not possible. So they're starting to give, like, the indie marks and the indie hordes a little bit of time, and that's cool. They're starting to make changes. Same with the promos. I feel like you're starting to get more botches on the promos. That's because they're giving them a little bit more leeway to just, express themselves and use their personality and be original and organic, which is fine with me. Hardcore stuff, we're starting to see more blood. You saw it in Hell in a Cell, Undertaker, Lesnar. You saw it damn near every single Brock Lesnar match. Fucking, they teased barbed wire and thumbtacks. Kind of used the barbed wire. That was a letdown, but I don't know. I just think they're starting to at least try. You know,
How do you feel as a show? I mean, I get the fan perspective, but how do you feel as a show? Do you understand what I'm saying, or am I not making that clear?
No, no, you make sense.
Are you excited? Okay, here we go.
Am I more excited?
Yeah. Are you more fucking pumped now? Like, I find myself, and this is the silliest thing, and I'll give you an example. I watched SmackDown Live last night. You know, the third week in a row that I've watched it full from beginning to end live with absolutely, well, obviously not 3 weeks, but whatever, 3 weeks in a row that I've watched it in completion without fast forwarding. I mean, other than fucking commercials, but no fast forwarding, directly as much as I possibly could. Perfection. Like, I haven't done this in years. Even Joey made a joke. He's like, I haven't watched fucking SmackDown 2 weeks in a row since I don't know when. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And literally today, my whole day was good. Like, let me explain this for a second. Because SmackDown was fun to watch on Tuesday, my entire Wednesday was okay. I had no problems. Yeah. Shit, I'm like doing the fucking shoulder swish, just blow it off. There's nothing going on here.
Doing the shoulder lean.
Yeah, man. Fucking just a good day because SmackDown was a good show.
Did you throw your head in the air like a Mary Tyler Moore, Mish?
Yeah.
Mish, let me put it this way. I took notes on Raw and SmackDown. I never take notes on Raw or SmackDown. The last 2 weeks, at least we've had a ton of shit to talk about.
Yeah.
Thank God.
But
because there were weeks where just like Raw happened and to the news now.
It was like a 2.5 hour bitch fest and then news.
Yeah. Well, this sucked, that sucked, this sucked, that sucked. No, now off to the news. Jimmy Snuka back in court today.
I am starting to enjoy it a little bit more. I mean, I still fast forward through most of it, but I guess I'm a little bit more excited. But as far as it having any kind of impact, like on the indies, I think the indies are already starting to get better within like the last like year and a half. Yeah. Like right now, dude, I think like around here, like it's as good as it was. Probably around like 05, 06. You're actually starting to like damn near every show is stacked. And just looking at it right now, August you got CZW doing free tapings next week, which is free if anybody's listening. You want to check that out if you're in the area. Go to the Skate Zone in Voorhees, New Jersey. It starts at 3. That's free admission. And then at night they have Zandig's return to CZW. And then right after that they got Game Changer coming out. They got like Teddy Hart against Chris Dickinson, Zandig versus Matt Tremont, bunch of shit. They got everybody coming in. You got House of Hardcore, you got fucking On Point, Jersey All Pros coming back, ICW's going back to the Elks Lodge in Queens. You got a bunch of stuff, So as far as the indies, like it's as good as it's gonna get with the talent that's out there now that's available that's not signed. But I'm excited for it overall.
Yeah, they're scooping up a lot of that fucking talent out there quick.
I mean, dude, just seeing Drew Gulak on fucking WWE Network is insane to me. I see this guy every month. It's crazy to me to see this guy up there. He was a fucking fan in the CZW, like this guy was sitting front row like all the time. Fucking crazy. Fucking blows my mind. Same with Matt Tremont. Tremont was a fucking fan. Blows my goddamn mind.
Okay. It happens, man. So, Mish, you said SmackDown was the better show, right?
Yeah, I think it's been the better show for the last 3 weeks. I mean, and the only reason I say that, and you guys kind of pointed it out before, but people will sit there and say, oh, last week Raw was better. This week maybe SmackDown was better. Some people still say Raw was better. I'm like, you guys got to look at it from this aspect. SmackDown is the fucking redheaded stepchild of WWE. They've always touted Raw to be the flagship show. This is the show you're supposed to pay attention to. So when they lose or gain ratings, it's only, they've had some dramatic drops over the year, but for the most part, it's always supposed to be number one. SmackDown was literally left to die for the last year and a half, 2 years.
Longer than that. Because it's like SmackDown would go through these stretches where when it was good, they was fucking strip mining.
Right. But see, the thing is they literally left it to die. They didn't give a shit. Pretty much when they got rid of the GMs, I think is really when SmackDown started to die. When Vicky disappeared and all that shit, I think that's when it actually nailed in the coffin. But they left it to die, and SmackDown has been unwatchable. SmackDown is so unwatchable that Monster sold a shirt that said SmackDown fucking sucks and made money off of it because people agreed. Yes. You know, I mean,
this is true.
This is how bad SmackDown was.
True.
People were making money on calling it a piece of shit.
And I stopped watching it. I didn't watch it for about a year.
Oh, dude, I haven't watched it in years, man. Last week was the first time.
But
it's been a good year.
The last time I watched SmackDown on a regular basis, CM Punk was the top guy.
Oh God!
Like seriously,
that might have
he
been...
had hair and he was the top guy on the show.
He had hair.
That's the last time I watched it on a regular basis.
But I mean, that was a while ago, and it's funny, and people are like, "Oh, well, SmackDown's won this week. SmackDown has won this week." I look at it like this: anytime you could take a show that has zero fucking buzz and at least have people talking about it, that's the clear winner. Period. Because they have nothing, no buzz. Like the only reason that fans even remember it is because they once upon a time talked about it, like a fairy tale, like a fantasy. Remember when SmackDown was good? No, I don't. Yeah, and now all of a sudden, people, you know, you got Shane McMahon on there, you got Daniel Bryan on there. They actually gave the valid title to SmackDown. You got the champion on there. You got Randy Orton on there, who's a big buzz right now. I mean, they're doing okay for themselves over there.
And I'll tell you, I like the camera work they're doing over there on SmackDown. It's really good.
Yeah, they've changed it up. They're keeping it simple. You know, they're doing simple things, simple little tricks like the follow cam. You know, I don't remember what last time WWE did that, other than like when they would like fight from the ring to the back. Sometimes they would do the follow cam. Sometimes they would just do the cutaway. Yeah. But they actually use the follow cam now just to follow Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon walking to the ring. And I was like,
right.
But Mitch, didn't you kind of expect this though? If they split the roster, I mean, naturally people are going to tune in because, you know, a lot of people are Cena fans or AJ Styles fans. Yeah. And if they're exclusive to SmackDown, like, people are going to tune in. They're pretty much forced to tune in now.
The last drafts were miserable, though.
Yes, yeah, I missed all that. So I stopped watching for like a day.
Yeah, they were really bad. Like, when the draft idea first came into existence, you know, it was a good idea. Everybody had fun with it. They even had the little rolling lottery thing, and let's guess who goes where. You know, I mean, the very first drafts were at least a little bit of fun, but it really got stale fast. And there's a couple of mistakes that WWE is already doing, which I'm not a huge fan of. One is having multiple world titles.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think that it should be splitting up the actual integrity of the title. I know it's kind of an old school thought, but a lot of wrestling fans really treat the world title holder as the guy. You don't need more than one of the guy. And for people that are like, well, what in the hell are you going to do for Raw? Because Raw doesn't have a title on it. Have Raw matches or Raw contenders go to SmackDown. That's all.
That's not a brand split then.
Oh, it is, because the only person that doesn't apply to is the heavyweight title holder.
Yeah, but if you want to have complete separate shows, like, I don't know, I don't really have a problem with it. If they're trying to be their complete separate show in their own brand and stand their own 2 feet, I don't have a problem with the title out there.
It is kind of a shitty way to do it, the way that they're doing it now. Because you know what? If you are the world heavyweight title, you know, holder, you should be accepting challengers from all sides. It should, if anything, it would mean that the title would mean more. It would give the title more value. You know, pseudo value, but it would be more value because now you're not just restricted to the roster of the brand that you're on. Now you're literally open to both sides. You can have number one contenders off of both shows. You know, there's a lot of things they could have done with that, and they could still do it, but they want to keep this universal title thing going. I think they really like the name. That's why. You know, because it obviously applies to the WWE Universe. It obviously applies to the NBC Universal. It obviously applies to, you know, all the little brandings that they've done. Yeah.
It's kind of genius.
It is. I mean, it's not a stupid move. It's absolutely genius. And another thing is, too, is all the people that are in for the Universal title right now, there's no Americans in it, right? Everybody's from, everybody's foreign. That was in that on that Monday night when they were all going into it. Yeah, I think who was it? Yeah, I think Roman Reigns was. Well, Roman Reigns is Samoan. Like I'm trying to think about a couple weeks ago when they did that. Like everybody in the fucking matchup for the Universal Contendership was not an American.
Yeah, well, Roman Reigns has been slapped down. To,
I know what you're talking about.
US
it was
title
Reigns,
anyway, but
it was,
Sami Zayn, Owens, Rusev.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I mean, they might have
Finn Balor.
But we don't count that because we
Jericho.
Yeah,
they're all foreigners.
Yeah, it's just amusing to me.
Well,
I didn't even think about that.
I mean, they're not really, you know, they're the Canadians.
So,
Canadians are
when
Canadians
Shaheen,
really
you brought up the European title. I mean, if this is the direction that they want the Universal title to go for, there you go. Your wish is answered. The Universal title is the European title, just with a new name.
Yeah, I guess. Dude, I want to see the hardcore title come back.
Oh no!
But if they do it right, though, I want them to do it right.
It doesn't even need to be hardcore. I just want the 24/7 back. I don't even care if it's a hardcore match. They don't need to have trash cans and lids and shit like that. If they just brought back the idea that you can fight for a title 24/7, I'd totally watch the hell out of that.
Yeah. That's fine, but Shaheen, you and I both know if they bring back a hardcore title, they're going to disappoint in those fucking hardcore matches every week, and you're going to be on here saying how fucking disappointed you are.
Well, I need to bitch about something. I haven't bitched for like 3 weeks. Gotta have something to complain about.
Well, Eva Maria had a match on Tuesday.
No, she also has tits.
No, she didn't. No, she didn't.
She pulled a
She pulled a hammy. I can't believe people are actually questioning if that's storyline.
Well, the rumor is now that they're going to put the title on her.
Yeah, look, she's not that good of an actress. It's definitely storyline.
But I'm thinking at this point, like seriously, watching the way that WWE's booking her, I think WWE realizes that she's complete garbage, and now But now they're just running with a joke. I mean,
you know what though?
Intro, the most gorgeous woman on the planet that you'll leave your wife and fuck 15 other women just to see her, Eva Marie.
Listen, I said earlier, if she never wrestles a fucking match, if she just, no matter whether or not she can wrestle, she's money to that company.
It's actually pretty ingenious
She's
because they're
marketable.
actually, because look, people hate her so much that they're going to pay to see her get her ass whipped. Yeah. So they're actually going to make you pay for it.
At least they embraced the fact that people hated her. And remember, they were trying to put her off as a baby face? That wasn't fucking happening.
Oh, that was
fucking great.
Dude, don't forget about how many baseball caps they're going to sell with the weave sewed in.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's big time money right there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, those
is already everything. I don't know. I don't know, but she's going to be money for that company no matter if she can fucking wrestle or not. She's worth money to that company.
Totally agree with Anthony's point, though. I mean, he said that people are going to pay a lot of money to watch her get her ass kicked.
Mm-hmm.
That's the point. That's going to be the point. Matter of fact, I think she's going to almost work that as part of her gimmick. Her whole gimmick will be she doesn't get her ass whipped. Like she'd be in a tag match or something, and then she leaves the ring for a reason. You know, it's just going to be a fucking screw job for as long as they can take her. Like, even if she wins the title, it's going to be a completely horrible, dusty finish kind of way. You know, something. It's just going to be, if they do it like this, and this is the direction of her character, it's a gag. And, you know, and I feel kind of bad for Naomi. I feel bad for Natalya and Becky. But yeah, the SmackDown, the only looming negative that I have going on with SmackDown now is that the butterfly belt is back.
Oh,
yeah. Oh yeah, I did want to ask you about that, Mish. With Eva Marie, all of the heat she has, do you think she's a strong enough heel to actually turn Nikki Bella babyface? Like fans are gonna look at it as like the lesser of two evils between the two of them.
Not to me,
dude. It's gonna be like Cena versus Orton, where they both got booed.
Did you see her promos lately? Her the new Nikki Bella promos?
Yeah, I've seen them.
I can't bring myself to watch that shit.
Yeah, honestly, I don't see anybody paying to see like Eva Marie get beat up, man. You're talking about like if you're talking about the WWE universe, quote unquote, like hardcore wrestling fans with fucking replica belts and shit. Dude, they're paying to see a fucking nipple slip. They're not paying.
No. Think about it though. You have people that legitimately hate this woman.
Man.
They'll pay to see her get fucked up, either by her own hands or by somebody else's.
Like actually pay. Like you think
seriously, you don't think people would pay to see Asuka beat the fuck out of Eva Marie?
I think Eva Marie has go away heat.
Yeah,
she has the kind of heat that you want to see her get her shit kicked in and go away. But people will pay to see her get her shit kicked in.
Also, a lot of people want wrestling not to work out for her so she can do porn.
Yeah.
Well, that's it.
Think it's smart. You know.
That's what I want. I mean,
See?
right? No,
Son of a bitch.
wait,
That's what you want for his birthday, right there.
Damn, that would be a good birthday present.
I've seen some great Eva Marie photoshops. If you're ever interested, there, Box.
I've seen a couple, but hey, send them on over. I'll take a look anyway. I'm always down to look at those.
I'm glad you guys are happier though doing the show, that you guys see the changes and stuff like that, because there are still people out there that are really negative no matter what. I mean, I'm not gonna go fucking naming it, but there are shows out there that are horribly negative. No matter what the fuck happens in wrestling, they have to be anti it no matter what. And last few weeks, man, I've been chipper. I've been whistling. I haven't caught myself whistling in years. I was whistling on Tuesday.
Dude, same with us. Like literally, we haven't had many complaints at all. Actually, it's been boring the last 2 weeks because we just sit here and we're like, yeah, it's pretty good stuff.
I've still had fun, but I mean, it's better not to bitch. It's like the shows go faster and easier, and it's more fun to talk about something good than sit there and go, well, that really sucked. Raw happened. Why even bother talking about it? Because no one else fucking watched it. That's why it's got a 1.3 fucking rating.
Yeah.
So, fuck. Who cares?
Shit, maybe we reached the point where even WWE was like, damn, we're tired of the negativity. Let's try something different.
Oh, no.
Maybe
NBC is the one that, make no mistake, WWE would have continued to do that for a while. But NBC is the catalyst in that said,
do you think
change that shit?
Do you think WWE is genius enough that they tanked the show that long so when they did something like this, we would be so excited? You think they were?
Yes, I talked about it back in November.
Yeah, you did.
Dude, it's not genius. It's what all businesses do. All businesses do this shit. And Joey wasn't really sure if they would do that in the wrestling industry, but I'm like, there's no fucking difference. It's a business, just like anything else. When your contract is up, you sign the year your contract is up. It's never really laid to the last second unless you're apparently Paul Heyman. But
or TNA.
Or TNA.
But
then it's 2 weeks after your contract's due, you're signing.
but how they negotiate these contracts and how they finagle it is they purposely have a bad year. And during that year, in WWE's world, what do? They introduced a lot of talent. They let a lot of people go. It was very confusing. They were trying their best in order to finagle people into new positions. They gave us the same things over and over and over again. And I know they have to know what they were doing. I don't believe in my heart at all that they weren't very aware of exactly the style that they went about. Because now that the year is up, now that we're going into the year, or I believe it's at the end of this year, or closer to the end of this year, that it's on the last year of the contract. Now they can present to them, oh, well, when you guys want us to, get SmackDown's numbers up and Raw's numbers up because it was doing so shitty and bottoming the fuck out, now we're doing double the ratings. Look at our house shows. Look at all the people praising us. We have social media command. People are talking about us all over the place, and it's positive, not negative. And now we would like an additional $90 million on our contract. It's all business.
Yeah.
So they're they're mind fucking us.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's why. And you know what they do? They blame it on the old way. And that's what I said in November too. Is that's why they came out with the brand new logos. Whether you like them or not doesn't doesn't fucking matter. They brought out brand new logos. They brought out brand new themes. They brought out brand new ideas. Even though the draft is technically an old idea, hasn't been used in a while. Let's go back to it and call it new. I mean, it's a fucking mechanism. It's a plan. It's a business strategy, and it works. And I'm happy for it. I'm happy to reap the rewards as far as running a show, to sit there and say, fuck, I'm enjoying myself to talk about this stuff. I'd rather be happy than be shitty. Everybody would.
No, it benefits us all. Definitely.
Right. But I mean, the whole thing is nothing more than it is a political strategy. It is a business strategy in order to get more money out of USA, out of NBC.
Dude, even Tommy enjoyed SmackDown, which fucking shocked me.
No, he did
Dude, I'm telling you. He said it last week. He was like, "Yo, I'm digging SmackDown."
All right. Well, I wasn't here. I had to leave for an emergency, so.
I guess the only thing I'll add to it is, like, I guess the flip side of it is, you think USA is looking at them like, well, if you can do this shit at the drop of a dime, where was the effort the previous years? Because it's almost like they could also fuck with their money a little bit, because it's like, you're telling me at the drop of a dime, you can have people buzzing, you can produce quality shows. Now that we know you can do this shit on a consistent basis, we are going to expect you to be able to produce on a consistent basis and no more lulls. You know what I mean?
You know what the answer to that is? Fiend sincerity. We were wrong. We thought we had the right idea, Anthony, but we were wrong. And now that we've tried this new way, it seems that we make everybody happy this way. And this is going to be the new direction of WWE.
Steph would be really good at that, too.
Oh, my gosh.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. He's a good shitter.
I am
just send her
impressed, and I bow to her bullshit skills. She is very good at it.
Yeah, but if you really listen to her, you could literally wear the boots while interviewing her. I mean, she's so full of shit.
She's talking to people that don't know a damn thing about wrestling.
My main job is to put the men and the women over in that company and make them more famous. That's why I slapped Roman Reigns right in the heart of his middle of his run. It was so empowering to Roman. It made him look better. What?
You got to keep two things in mind, though. One, it's really easy for wrestling companies to change things around because, let's face it, their audience is basically telling them what they want to see. So they know what we want, and they know how they can succeed and get better ratings. It's just they don't want to do that shit. But if it comes down to it, they can change it around in 2 weeks and give us what we want. I mean, people are out there with fucking signs that says we hate Roman. It's not rocket science. Just don't put the fucking guy in the main event. It's not that hard. They've been cheering for Ziggler for years. Maybe they want to see Ziggler. Just give them that, and they'll shut the fuck up, and they'll watch it, and they'll give you good reviews, and you'll look good.
We've also been chanting John Cena.
Exactly. Yeah, they're telling you this. It's so easy. They're talking to you. It's communication.
We've been telling
this
them.
Is the other part of it, though, too, is the financial side of it isn't just NBC. Now they get to sell brand new merchandise. Now they have brand new SmackDown shirts. Now they have brand new Raw shirts. They get to sell direct to draft shirts. They get to immediately wipe out pretty much all of their merchandise, which they've been doing. I don't know if you caught, but for the last 2 weeks or so, on Fridays, WWE has this $5 sale, which is fucking amazing if you're a fan of it. And literally, like, everything on their fucking site is $5. I bought 2 huge beer steins, glass beer steins. One of Brock Lesnar, one of Enzo and Cass for $5 each.
Dude, it's funny you mentioned that. When I wanted to paint my house, I literally bought some T-shirts on sale on WWE.com so I could paint the house with them. $5. Can't beat it. Dead fucking serious. Can't beat it. It's a Papa Shango shirt, and I had a Big Boss Man shirt.
You're gonna paint the house in a Papa? That's your favorite, dude.
Yeah, I know, but it wasn't a good T-shirt. Like, I didn't really like the design.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
but it was cheap, so I figured, fuck it. It's like wearing a white tee. It's the same price. Might as well just get it.
But now they get to bottom out all that merchandise, sell it, and pretty much make back a little bit more than what they paid for. Because, come on, they don't pay $5 for those shirts. Oh, man. You know, anybody that even thinks that, oh my God, I'm getting a great deal because it's not $39.95. Bullshit, dude. Those shirts are maybe $3, if that, because they purchase A, they purchase in fucking bulk.
Oh yeah.
And B, while the quality of some of the shirts are okay, I've had some bad. I've had some shirts like my Mark Henry shirt. I was so pissed off about it because that thing fucking peeled in literally like 1 or 2 washes.
Yeah, I learned to wash all those shirts inside out.
Yeah, but now the new laser printing, now the new digital printing that they do on shirts, that shit doesn't affect it.
Yeah, my Warriors shirt, I've not done it, and it's fine.
Yeah.
Always.
Fox,
yeah, that's a newer one.
Foxman, interesting fact talking about WWE shirts and printing. Tony Rufo is actually he works at a print shop now, right? And they do all the WWE merchandise.
Yeah, he said
he's
that.
printing all this shit now.
Well,
that's fucking awesome.
He's gonna give me a bunch of Cena shirts so I can shit on them.
You gonna videotape that?
Oh, of course, dude.
Put it in a.
Oh wow.
Some
on YouTube.
Oh, people join the Facebook group, facebook.com/group/THT podcast.
Maybe Dave Meltzer will pick it up.
Watching shit on John Cena shirts.
I think there was a YouTube clip of a guy burning one, and they had like 35,000 views or some shit.
Was it Bruce?
What you do is
no, I love Bruce Litz though, man. That dude is out of his fucking mind.
It's insane, man.
I used to watch his shit like a couple years ago, and then he went off YouTube. But once you watch Bruce Blitz for a week or two, man, it's the same shit. It's just you might as well just.
Oh fuck, dude, we're creeping up on 4 hours here, bro.
He is an angry man, though. But yeah, he's an angry man. Oh. All right, well let's. Anything else anybody has to say before we wrap this bitch up?
Yeah, we're creeping up on 4 hours here.
Creeping on the sun.
I got a birthday to celebrate.
There you go.
Now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Mish, thanks for calling in, man. You want to go ahead and plug the show, man?
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
What do you mean it's okay?
Go ahead.
What the fuck? No, it's all right.
That's okay.
All right. Well, check them out. Wrestling Soup
we have
every
plenty of
Thursday,
listeners.
9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. WrestlingSoup.com or go to Mixlr.com/WSDTKC-show. And they're going to be doing the shit box pretty soon again. So, Mish, thanks as always, man.
No, much love, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thanks,
Yeah.
man.
Jesus, Mish, must be nice to be like, no, I don't need to plug the show. We have too many listeners as it is.
bazillion
We have way too many listeners. Don't even worry.
Like that, but
Yeah, fuck these guys. I don't need to plug
you guys.
this
I
up,
don't want to plug my shit.
I'm kidding, bro.
How dare you, fucking peasant? Oh, you plug piece of shit. Get the fuck out of here. Don't
What are
even
you going to
mention
get us? A fucking one listener? Fuck you guys.
Well, with that said, check us out next week, Mixlr.com/THT podcast. Subscribe to us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, YouTube, and what else? TuneIn Radio. Also, Facebook.com/group/THT podcast. Follow us on Twitter. And check out JCat, blogtalkradio.com/Yakuza. And with that said, we'll see you next week. Peace.
All right, guys. Take it easy.
All right, man. Take it easy, guys. Thank you.
All right, dude.
Again.
Later on, man.
All right. See ya.
Back your ass, my good man. Time to kick back, take some biz, and smoke some weed.